Welcome everybody to the launch of a new D&D series of me and 6 of my friends as they all created unique and interesting characters, and we're about to dive into a long-term adventure here centered around the city of Silverstone, which is a homebrew city in a homebrew world and setting that I'm building, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, just so you know, the characters were originally created here for this first episode using the 2014 Player's Handbook. However, from the second episode onward, you're going to notice we transition and rebuilt the characters from the ground up using the new 2024 Player's Handbook rules, so we'll be playing using those rules, but I just wanted to let you know that up front so there's no confusion between episode 1 and 2. And the final thing that I'll say is that I've officially launched a Patreon page where I will be creating adventures, settlements and civilizations and factions and all that kind of stuff. All the RPG content that you see that will be used in this adventure, I'm going to create it into adventure modules and different things like that, and that'll be available on my Patreon page for people who want to sign up and support the channel. I'm talking a full-length adventure module with PDF, and then all the maps are created in Dungeon Alchemist. They'll be available for download, as well as the Foundry file. The digital file will be downloadable. You can just implement it into your Foundry. Just quickly copy and paste it in there, open it up as a compendium, and boom, you'll have all of the NPC stats, the images, the maps, everything ready to go, everything pre-done for you, so little to no work, and my starting tier is only $5 a month. That's American USD, but $5 USD, and it'll give you access to that and all the other previous adventures and content that I come out with. It'll be available there. The link for the new Patreon page is in the description down below and the first pinned comment, but otherwise, let's dive into the adventure and get this going. Welcome to the world of Valorwyn, where ancient magic and ambitions of many races intertwine. Our story unfolds in the Pantera Expanse, a vast and diverse region under the watchful guardianship of the united forces of humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, and gnomes. Here, cultures blend and the echoes of history shape the destinies of those who dare walk its path. In the heart of this expanse lies the bustling city of Silverstone, a coastal jewel renowned for its thriving trade, rich history, and towering architecture. Built upon the rocky shores, the city's buildings stand resilient against the salty winds, their wooden structures bearing the marks of countless seasons. At all hours, the streets are alive with activity, from the rhythmic hammering in Forgefield to the melodic chants echoing from the spires of Devon Heights. But tonight, your journey begins in the beating heart of Silverstone, the Grand Exchange, which is the largest and most vibrant marketplace in the entire region. Though the night sky drapes the city in darkness, the marketplace pulses with life. Countless lanterns flicker above stalls and shops, casting a warm, golden glow on the cobblestone streets below. Merchants of every race and craft shout their final offers over the noise of the people. Crowds of humans, elves, dwarves, and halflings, gnomes are all scattered and about, as well as other species. They weave through the narrow lanes, haggling for exotic wares, from rare spices to enchanting trinkets, and so on. The air is thick with the scent of fresh bread, roasted meats, and the tang of the sea. Despite the late hour, the energy of the Grand Exchange is undeniable. So as the shops begin to close their shutters and the cacophony of the market softens, your journey is about to begin. The choices you make here under the watchful eyes of Silverstone's ever-turning wheels of commerce may very well shape the fate of this Pantera Expanse. So, as you wander through the lively market on this warm, bustling night, your attention is drawn suddenly to some commotion nearby. The crowd parts slightly as a young female halfling dressed in worn green and brown leathers steps up onto an empty platform, and I will share an image. With a determined look in her eye, she scans the crowd and shouts. Her voice is clear and full of urgency. "People, listen up! I'm in need of those with might or magic in their bones. Those brave and bold enough to stand tall in the face of danger. Heroes, I call ye! There's a wrong that needs righting, and a handsome reward in gold for those with the courage to step forward. If you got the heart for it, Come, speak with me urgently. And you can see she has a determined look in her eye as she scans over the crowd. Okay, so I forgot to mention that you can see a dark bruise on her forehead, and one of her hands cradles a broken finger, but despite her injuries, she still stands tall and resolute. She's gazing over the crowd. We have our heroes. Let's just go through and describe a little bit of just the basics. You don't need to get into any backstory stuff, but just general race and class of the different people. So our first group of 2 that are walking together is Talbot and Finwick. So I guess we'll start with Talbot if you want to describe yourself.
Sure. Talbot is a scruffy halfling with auburn hair, prominent freckles on his face. His face and arms have small scars, both old and new, evidence of a person used to navigating the wilds. He wears brown and green leather armor, which leave his arms exposed. A patterned orange scarf is always draped around his neck and shoulders, and his feet remain bare, the bottoms calloused from travel.
And next to him is Finwick.
Alright, so Finwick is roughly the same height as Talbot, with very similar features and also auburn hair. I wear black monk-like robes, think Shaolin monk-type robes, except the wraps don't, I have bare feet under my leg wraps. My wraps are a reddish color, and my arm wraps are reddish color. On the back of my robe, there's a stitched red flower, kind of resembles a lily, except the petals look something like skulls. They're not, blatant skulls, but they kind of got a skull shape to them in their look. A small scar above my left eye, and distinctly red eyes, which is a little weird. But everything else is, pretty similar to Talbot's look, but kind of a clear relationship because we're always walking together.
Very
Good
nice.
question for both of you. You're both human?
No,
Or
we're
by the look of
halflings.
you?
Both halflings.
Oh, okay. How old are you guys? Like approximate ages?
You'll have to find out again.
But, I mean, you both look young. Is my point. Neither one of you look old, right?
No,
40s-ish. 40s
yeah, and
to
I look like a
50s.
bit younger, like maybe mid to late 30s,
Okay.
which is young for halflings.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Because first I was like, you look really young for a human. I thought Nick was a human. But okay.
Okay, and next up we have Fancy.
She is a fairy. She is under 3 feet tall. Very, very tiny. She has long black hair. It's kind of left a little wild, adds to her whimsy. She has moss green eyes. She wears, like the picture, black leather armor with kind of like gold embellishments. And some of the embellishments are very whimsical. Not something that you would kind of find here. If you've been in this city any length of time, you may have seen posters of her around. Fancy the Fairy Swordsguard. So she has a routine. She's not famous, but she is kind of like well known. She travels with a circus. And that's all I'm going to share about Fancy.
All right, Zayla.
Well, you see a pretty tall guy. He's like 6'2". He's walking around, very crisp white hair and beard with faintly glowing eyes. He's wearing what looks to be a military outfit, which is kind of off because his hair is so disheveled. But he looks like he's walking, but you're not sure if with purpose or if he's just lost.
And then we got the duo, Jade.
Jade is a smaller human with sort of brown eyes, freckles, brown hair, the kind of person you might miss in a crowd. Her hair looks a little scruffy, kind of like she cuts it herself, maybe. She's got a set of goggles on her forehead, a bit of a determined face, and she's sort of adorned with little things, jewelry, trains, twisted metal, little bits and bobs. She's got leather armor, and like in the armor is little bits of wire and cogs and sort of things that she's sort of taken and attached to herself.
Finally, last but not least, Arkin. Is it Arcan or Arkin? How do you want to say it?
Arkin.
Okay.
He walks through the crowd with Jade. Every now and again, he's stopping and looking at different market things and all that. Much like the picture he is that Mike, the fire genasi red hair that's not actually flame, it's just how their hair looks. The reddish eyes and dark skin. There's a scar too across his face. Nothing huge. He wears worn-looking clothes, mix of just normal traveler's clothing and what could be leather armor. Dark scarf around his neck. He wears a variety of like bracelets and necklaces. Most of it appears to be nothing of value. All just probably keepsakes.
So yeah, you see this halfling female up there, clearly injured. Something traumatic happened, and her gaze sweeps over the crowd, searching for anyone who might be willing to answer her call.
With that, I'm gonna give Jade a tap and kind of gesture towards the woman with one, just a head tilt kind of thing. Like, want to check it out?
Yeah, we could do some gold, couldn't we?
Definitely.
Okay, so you two push your way through this crowd. You notice that most of the crowd is dispersing because shops are closing up, and they're just ignoring her. Some look to her with pity in their eyes, but most of these people here don't look like they're ready to get into a scrap. They're mostly merchants, people just trying to buy wares. So you make your way towards the platform. How about the rest of you?
Zalian will walk up to her.
Talbot will sort of like look over at Finn, say like, oh, we can at least see what the fuss is about and make up our minds afterwards. What say you?
Seems reasonable.
Sort of like both sort of give each other a nod as they sort of like walk up.
All right, and Fancy, you notice it, but currently at the moment, there's somebody who recognized you, and it's just like, excuse, it's like a young woman in her 20s, short blonde hair, and she just sees you and kind of like takes you by the hand you're back on. You feel somebody grab your hand gently, and you turn around to see that woman, and she's like, oh, you're the one from the posters I seen around.
Oh, yeah. Name's Fancy. I'm real sorry. I gotta get back. Is there something I can do for you?
Oh no. I just wanted to see one of your shows. When are you performing again?
Oh, tonight at I think it's 9:00. What's your name? I'll tell them to save a seat at the front for you.
Oh, so kind of you. It's Jonin.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's a bit of a boy's name. I was named after my dad. It's Jonin.
Oh, Jonin. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'll let them know. So you just come on for 9, and I'll let them know to save a seat for you up front. I'll look for you.
Excellent. Oh.
All right.
So she seems excited and runs off.
Okay. I'm kind of in the middle. I would have left the circus probably just to run some errands, and I have maybe a bag of groceries when I see this halfling woman calling out. So I'll kind of I'll fly up above the crowd because I'm kind of short, not too high, not over everybody's head. So I'll kind of fly up and make my way to see what the commotion's about.
Okay. All right. So you all approach. The crowd kind of disperses enough to the point where she looks down from the higher raised platform at the 6 of you standing below. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, this should suffice. Oh, and she walks over and sits her butt down and then plops down off the stage and lands down on the cobblestone streets with you, clearly injured, as if she just went through some rough ordeal. You feel like she looks able-bodied enough that this shouldn't have been so difficult or taxing on her just to hop off of a stage, but she's clearly in pain. But
Sorry.
oh, go ahead if you want to do anything.
Zillion's gonna walk up to her and just be like, excuse me there, miss. And he'll point to the symbol on his chest, which is I believe you said, I can't say it from the spelling, civilian, the god.
Okay, it's which god
love
is it?
The love and healing compassion.
Cerelia.
Cerelia.
Yeah.
I'll point to the crest of Cerelia on my garb. And do you mind if I give you a hand?
She's like, "All right, boy, what do you mean by that?" Of course, I'm looking for help from all of you if you're willing.
Excellent. And then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay. All right. And would you like to describe what your magic looks like as you do that?
You just see he reaches out his hand and touches her, and you almost see like his eyes flare pink for a second, and which is weird because it's almost like a shock of pink goes through his hair. If you weren't staring at it, you wouldn't notice, but there's like a subtle, like almost like ripple of pink that overtakes the white in his hair, and then it radiates into her.
Okay, and with that, you can see that she clearly had a broken finger that she had snapped back into place, but clearly it was causing her a lot of pain, and the bruise on her forehead and some scrapes on her face heal over. And she's like, oh, I can't thank you enough. That pain was unbearable. Oh, you're just what I need. Just what I need. The rest of you. And she looks to all the rest of you and says, come closer if you're interested. I could really use your help. You all huddle around her?
Yeah, just step in.
Yeah.
Because it's a noisy marketplace, so you got to kind of get in close, right? All right. She says...
I drop to my feet and walk up, kind of like by Talbot and Fenwick.
Okay. She's like, where to start? Those bastards, they knocked me out, and they made off with me backpack. My name is Sylvie Glitterpath, and I've found myself in a bit of a bind. I was ambushed, you see, by a nasty lot known as the Pincer Posse. They've been pressing me family business to pay 'em for protection, but we refused. So the buggers jumped me and stole me things. And she's pacing back and forth, clearly frustrated here. Now... they nicked some of me valuables, sure, but what really matters is an old map I had in there. This map pointed to a small island, where a rare artifact is rumored to be hidden. A totem that can house the spirit of the dead. And I was looking forward to that, and I had already arranged for a ship at the docks to take me there, and we were all set to sail. Oh no, and she's just like, it's almost like a realization hits her, and she's like, oh no, the captain's probably waiting for me. Oh, and she's, but I was certain that those thieving scoundrels, they're gonna try and get there before me. So I need to leave now. And she just kind of looks around at you all for what's your immediate reaction to this so far? If she was technically rolling insight on you to get a feed for what you're thinking.
I feel Talbot and Finn are sort of exchanging some looks. And Talbot will speak up, saying, so, are you asking us to retrieve this, or to accompany you to assist where you cannot help yourself?
Oh, well, that's the thing. Yeah, I need your help. You see, I need you to help escort me to the Isles. I need you to deal with those thieves and help me find the spirit totem. If it truly exists. And here's what I'm willing to pay. All right. I know money talks, so I'm willing to pay 200 gold for you to deal with the thieves, and 300 gold for the return of the totem. And any other treasure you find along the way is yours to keep. All I want is the totem. And, but here's the catch. I'll need you. I need you now. The captain's already waiting for me to set sail. If it wasn't for them that knocked me out, I would have been there by now and on my way. So if you're gonna come, I need you to meet me at Dock 4 at Anchor's Rest Harbor within the next 30 minutes. What say all of you?
You said dealt with. What do you mean?
Oh, to be honest, I don't really care. They're a nuisance for the city, causing nothing but trouble. I don't care how you deals with them, whether you subdue them or kill them. They deserve it. Everything they got coming to them. That's up to you to decide. The main thing is I want that totem. This is a piece of treasure that was going to put me and my family above board here in the city. I could sell that, whatever that's worth, for a lot of coin, I'm sure. That's what I want.
Have I heard of this pincer posse before?
As well.
I believe based on your backstories, all of you are fairly new to the city, right? Except for Jade and maybe Arkin, is that right?
Yeah, 2 of us are from here. Most not kind of.
Well, you're not
Please
from
do.
here, but you spent a
But
lot.
great time for a history check.
Yes, I believe so. I would like to do history checks, but I'd like Arkin and Jade to roll with advantage. The rest of you guys can do straight rolls.
Okay, so
How do we...
I think you click on the
Roll.
skill and then you just hit whether it's normal,
Yeah.
advantage, or disadvantage. Just as well.
Oh, okay.
It just means nobody's results showing up. Oh, they are.
Oh, they're just
Flag.
delays.
Flagging. Okay.
Okay, work
All
that
right.
time.
All right. So Arkin, Fancy, and Finwick, you have heard of the name, but all you know is they're a group of essentially troublemakers, bandits, or
No-do-gooders.
lowlifes that have a reputation for harassing people, not just in this city, in other communities in the region as well. But you don't know much more about them than that, just because everyone would know that as long as you got a 10 plus. And Zalen and Talbot, you know they're a gang shrouded in mystery. No one knows the true extent of their numbers or full reach of their influence. They're infamous for dealing in drugs, black market goods, and extorting local businesses for protection money. Their signature method of torture involves breaking a finger with a pair of pincers for each missed payment. Once all 10 fingers are broken, the unfortunate victim simply disappears, leaving behind only whispered warnings to others who might cross their path. And rumors persist that they have ties to powerful figures in the underworld. I should say, like, by underworld, I mean, like, the underground of the city, you know,
Yeah.
not like the underworld,
Yeah.
like, it's not Satan.
I assume that's what you meant, like a criminal underbelly.
Yeah. So you both know all of that, whereas the rest of you only just know of their name.
Oh, see, powerful enemies to have.
No, not very nice.
Not at all. They're a bunch of bastards.
I'm going to kind of nudge Jade and take a couple steps back from the crowd.
I'll fall back in line with you.
Okay. I'm going to say we go. Even if we split this with them, we're looking at near 100 gold each.
Yeah. I mean, we can get a inn or something, sleep inside, be good.
And we could sleep in a boat for however long this takes.
Also that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, saves us money there too.
I'm sold, let's do it.
Okay. We step back, we're just like, we're in.
Talbot sort of speaks up, and this totem, you said it houses a spirit of the dead?
Well, that's what the rumor is, you know, with the note that went with the map that I had. The thing is, though, I want it because I'm hoping I can fetch a pretty penny for it. But, I don't know. A friend of mine I might put it to better use if my conscience gets the better of me. And she lost her father recently, and a part of me was thinking, hey, if I could bring back her father's spirit, then maybe, you know, as dark as that may be, maybe that could bring her some peace. I don't know the full extent of the magics of this totem, but I'd like to get it identified first, and then determine if I could use it for my friend. If not, I will sell it and help my family.
And Talbot's sort of like looking over to Finn. What sort of look does Finn have as this conversation goes on?
and just dead staring at her as she's talking. It's a little unsettling. And then he just says, "Peace lies on the other side of the veil. Bringing someone back, well, that's your business. But I don't think it will be peaceful. However, if my brother agrees, then I will go."
Yes, I think we shall.
Out of character. What time of day is it right now?
Nighttime.
It is nighttime?
Yep, I mentioned
How
it.
far away is,
Plus-
shit, how far away is 9 o'clock?
Plus, look at the scene here. Do you see it's nighttime and all the lanterns are flicking?
Oh man, okay, cool.
I didn't know that's what that
It's
was.
currently 8:30, so you have to choose either cancel your show or go on the adventure.
Okay.
Not only cancel the show, they just
I have
told
to
a
disappoint
random
a
censor.
fan. Okay, cool. It is fine.
Hey, you wanted epic dilemmas for your character on my chart that I
Okay.
sent.
So,
This is Jonan's villain orgy.
right? Seriously, this is how it starts. Okay, Fancy has a plan. She looks to Sylvie. So we have 30 minutes.
Well, you know, that's the thing. The most, like, I want to be out of here in 30 minutes. We got to catch up. How many? What time? They've been gone for. I don't know how long I've been out. Maybe an hour,
All right.
2.
No, it's all right. I just got to. How far away is the circus? Do I have time to get there and get back?
Oh, you mean like a circus that's on the outside the city?
Shit.
Like, or you're hoping the circus is in the city?
Yeah. Okay, if I fly really fast, can I get there and get back?
Let's find out. Why don't you roll a 10-sided die? And 10 means it's extremely far away, and 1 means it's in the city. And
What were you doing in the city at 8:30 when your show's at 9 anyways?
Oh, I don't know.
Buying
that was the
groceries.
afternoon. Oh, for the love
Okay,
of God.
so wait, this don't make quite sense though, because if you would be prepared for yourself. So basically, what this means is,
You thought it was this afternoon when you established
I
this
thought it
stuff.
was this afternoon. I didn't realize it was this evening. That's okay. It's fine. It is what it is.
no, it's
All right,
it's
so-
okay. I'm just gonna basically say, you're roughly 30. I'll max it out. You're roughly 30 minutes away. Like you were planning to leave the market now, zip across town, arrive precisely on time. As a part of, your performance. Will she show? Will she show? Oh, then Fancy flies in. So you were going to arrive at the exact moment of the show, cutting it close on purpose. So at this point, it's a 30 minutes to get way across town.
Okay.
But it is in the city. It's just like on the opposite end.
Do we recognize her from posters?
Yeah, I'd say you all would.
I'm gonna look at her and be like, "Aren't you that bard from the posters?"
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, think of the songs you can write about this.
Oh. She just turns away from him. She looks back to Sylvie. I'll be there. I'll meet you. Just, where do we meet? Where do we meet you?
Oh, as I mentioned, Dock 4 at Anchor's Rest.
Right. Okay, I'll meet you there. I'm leaving. I'm trying to find a courier or like somebody who can relay a message for me, and I will pay them gold.
For sure. Easy enough done. You being the celebrity that you are, easy enough done to find anyone. Could be like a little street boy who's just excited, or...
Okay. I'll find a street boy. I'll give him 2 gold.
Oh, okay. Wow.
All right. So,
All right.
and I'll just tell him, I got an important message. It's very important that you relay it for me. Got it? I'll give you 2 gold.
Oh, okay. Yep.
All right. So, I need you to take this bag to the circus outside town. All right? Let them know that Fancy will not be performing tonight, and to give a ticket to Joan. Got that?
Yeah, I got that. That sounds great too. Cool. Oh. And he's
Okay,
just like,
so she gives him the gold, she gives him the
freaking
groceries,
out.
and she crosses her fingers and hopes to God it works. And then she'll fly back
he
to the
grabs it,
others.
stuffs the bag down his pants so he won't lose it, and runs off, and he puts his gold coins in his pocket, and he keeps his hand in his pocket holding the gold coin to make sure it doesn't fall out as he
That's some nice groceries.
takes
right.
running off.
Now I gotta find my gold. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna put my gold down by 2.
Yep, and I'll hop over to Zaylin. What's the hippie doing standing there?
Zalen's gonna just look and with like a blank, just straight expression on his face. Well, they're not very nice. The mama always said that, if you gotta help the people if they're hurt, but you're not hurt no more, but they're still mean, so I guess I'll help.
Oh, you're all so fantastic. This should be more than enough. You all seem pretty able-bodied, and look, and she's trying to size up the muscles on all of you. And none of you have muscles, really, except for, I think Finwick was a little pretty good. And
Zalen has
Jade's pretty strong, but the rest of you guys are pretty weak, I think. Oh, Zalen, you're strong? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so yeah, half the party got some meat on their bones. But otherwise, she's like, oh, okay, all right, I'll see you at that harbor. I gotta go grab a few things, and I'll see you there. And she takes off running. Now that she's healed, she's not limping away.
Yeah, so Talbot, in character, will sort of speak to Finwick and say, maybe we make our way to the docks, scout things out before we make our way.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Are you set? Do you have everything you need?
Yes, I have everything I need. How do you feel about the others?
The fairy seems scatterbrained, but the rest we'll have to keep an eye on for now.
Yes.
It's best not to trust anyone.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to get acquainted en route. So let's just
I
scout
don't know
things
much
out.
I don't know much about this pincer gang, but they may have leads we could follow.
Definitely.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
So is everybody making their way there immediately, or I guess technically I will make the 2 halflings arrive first because they didn't go to the store to buy anything. Fancy, were you heading straight there after your messenger, or were you?
Yeah, I'll head straight there.
All right. So basically,
I'll follow Talbot and Finwick. Not
stealthily. You shadowing them?
No. I'm gonna follow them, but giving them space because I don't know them, they don't know me, at least. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And if you're not making yourself hidden, you two would
No, I'm not making
notice
myself
that
hidden.
as you're walking, and you look over your shoulder eventually, and you just notice the fairy is nonchalantly
I look the other way. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting.
50 to 100 feet away, just looking away whenever you look at her, flying through the air.
You're like, ouch! I might bang into something.
All right. So, fair to say, you all will arrive to the docks. Okay. So, as you approach Anchor's Rest Harbor, the air is thick with the scent of salt and seaweed, mingling with the pungent stench of fish, damp wood. Dark weathered docks stretch out into murky waters, creaking under the weight of heavy cargo and bustling activity. A patchwork of people from all walks of life move with purpose. Guards stand watch with wary eyes, while rugged sailors and weathered captains haggle over prices and exchange coarse banter. Lanterns cast flickering eerie lights, illuminating and silhouetting the laborers as they're scrubbing the grime off the weary ships. And a cacophony of clinking chains and grunts of effort, and the distant call of seabirds fill the air. So, you've arrived to the main Anchor's Rest area. Do you plan to just straight line it for Dock 4?
Fancy well.
I will, but I'd like to sort of like, as we're sort of going through, are we drawing any extra attention to ourselves? Like, is there anyone sort of like giving us any specific looks?
Well, I guess that would require a nice perception check to see if you're wondering if anybody's giving you the eye.
Yeah, the main reason, while I know there's a mix of blending and we might sort of blend in with the crowd, knowing the pincer posse, if they still have contacts, if anyone's watching us, knowing we interacted with Sylvie, that's sort of where I'm going with this. But I'll make a perception check just to see.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're wondering if you're being followed or anything.
Never rolled very well.
Well, with
That's
that,
something we would have done together.
hey, it's up to you. If you want to say you were doing it, I'm sure you noticed Talbot looking over his shoulder a lot. So if you were doing it, you can roll as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Get your bad rolls out at the start, right?
Get it all out, all out.
That's what you got to do.
You look around and there's so many people even now at this time. It's like basically around 8:45 p.m. ish, so people are locking things down and there's a lot of people getting ready to clue up for the night. But this harbor never stops day or night, right? There's always ships coming and going. There's a lot of people around and you see a lot of shady looking people and they look at you as you go by, but nothing that strikes you out of the ordinary. Who rolled really high? Did either of you two roll high to get the full description?
For what?
The pincer posse.
I did.
Okay, so you would know, I didn't mention it there, but their gang color is a deep green, like a green color. And you know that pretty much that's what they do to represent. So that is another thing that you're probably looking out for, and you don't really see anything that stands out in that regard when you're looking for gang colors. Anything else other than that, or are you just making your way to the dock?
I think it's us, feeling convinced, I don't see anything suspicious. I feel we just make our way to the dock and sort of just await to get on board.
Okay. All right. And the rest of you, doing anything other than just going right to Dock 4?
Personally, unless Jade does.
I don't think so. Just head to the dock.
No.
All right. So, ahead of you all, Dock 4 comes into view. A modest berth among the larger, more imposing ship is a small keelboat sailing vessel that rocks gently on the waves, its sails furled and ready for departure. The vessel's name written on the side in peeling letters is Silver Seraph. And standing on board the deck is... Okay, there are 3 figures on there. Here is the first one. Here is the second one. Here is the third one. 2 men, technically a man and a half-orc, are securing ropes and checking supplies, while clearly the rugged-looking human captain seems to be barking final orders to the 2 deckhands, his weather-beaten face stern and focused. And as you look further down the docks, far off in the docks, you see Sylvie, the halfling, running full steam heading in this direction.
Head towards the boat and just wait for Sylvie. Stand right by the boat.
The captain's still busy at the moment. Does everybody else just approach the dock? Pretty much rally up there? Okay. All right, so you all stand there. A moment goes by. Sylvie catches up. oh, you're all here. Thank goodness. All right. Everyone, Captain, permission to come aboard? And the captain stops this conversation, barking his orders, and turns to you both, or all of you, I should say, and says, Yeah, get in. What kept you so long, Sylvie? I was getting ready to depart. I had enough of this. You don't make me wait. And then Sylvie just walks up to him. I'll handle this. You guys just get yourself comfortable. And she goes over and she's like, she's talking on her lower tone, but You can clearly see that she's trying to explain what happened and talk down the angry captain who must have been waiting here for a couple hours for her. And you notice one thing about the half-orc. His skin tone is a little different than what you'd see most half-orcs. It's almost, maybe call it a skin condition or call it what you want, but is a blend. His the pigment in his skin it's a mix between like a Caucasian human and like a darker green tone of an orc, and it's just kind of splotched in different parts of his body.
Is he as big as a normal orc, or is he smaller?
He's huge.
Okay.
But he's like he's like clearly just under 7 feet tall, probably like 6'10", and ripped beyond. Like clearly the muscle of the group. Meanwhile, the other one is a short, more stout man, but he seems to know what he's doing, and he kind of hops around the boat with a bit of dexterity despite his, build, and looks like someone who's spent his whole life on ships.
Okay. Does it seem like Sylvie is able to talk down Orin, or the captain?
Yeah, it seems to be coming over well.
Okay.
Make my way on board the ship. Just kind of stay out of the way of the crew.
All right, the human with the hood up looks over at y'all. Come on now, everybody get on board. It's not a cozy tavern or anything here, but just take a seat. Come on. We're already late.
Fancy flies aboard.
Jade hops
Okay.
on.
Azalea just walks on as well.
All right, so you all just
Talbot's
find a
there.
place to sit down. The captain then goes and gets up there and motions for, and he shouts out, "Grek, drop the anchor. We set sail." And you see Grek, the half-orc, go over and help draw it up. The anchor gets pulled up, and then the boat begins to depart. Meanwhile, Deckhand Finn is operating the sail, and, the captain is at the stern. Is that what it's called? Stern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the helm? I don't know what they call it. Whatever.
Yeah, or the helm.
Boat
Yes.
terms, yeah.
Is there a under part of this ship, Eddie, or is it just one big?
It's
Like,
it's not even
open.
big. It's a very small boat.
That's what I mean. Is it just one level, or is there like a
Oh, yeah.
belly to the ship?
Nope, just one level, very small ship, and actually you guys almost have the boat to capacity pretty much. It's so small. There's a couple crates on the back there with a little bit of supplies and stuff. But otherwise, yeah, it's it's not a very big boat at all. It's just a little like personal vessel for like a dozen people or so to go on a trip. No underbelly, nothing like that. So,
Okay, pile in.
all right, so as the Silver Seraph glides away from the docks, the bustling sounds of the harbor gradually fade into the distance, replaced by the rhythmic creaking of wood and gentle lapping of the waves against the hull. And as the night sky stretches out above you, the chill of the ocean breeze nips at your skin. All right, so the lanterns on board the vessel, they cast a nice warm flickering light that dances across the deck. The captain stands at the helm as experienced hands are focused on the horizon. And by hands, I mean like his deck hands, is what I meant. Not his hands are pointed to the horizon. But, yeah. And Sylvie now seems to have calmed down a bit, and she stands near the bow, her small figure silhouetted against the starlit sky. And she's just looking in the direction that you're headed. And as it cuts through the water with a soothing, rhythmic beat over the waves and that kind of thing, you look behind you as you all make your way out of this harbor and you reach out into the more of the ocean area, and you look back. You notice This is your first time setting sail from this city, and it is your first time witnessing this. As your boat sailed out around it. Now this statue formed out of a rock formation faces away from Silverstone and stares out into the ocean depths. If anyone would like to roll religion for me.
I'll do that for sure.
A religion, you said, sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
No, Fancy's not interested.
Okay.
All out of the
on
way.
the,
Oh no!
You're not sure what this is, but the only thing that happens, you notice, is the captain, as you set sail, he turns.
Fixed.
Oh, it's fixed. Okay, so
I should reload.
as you are departing this, and you all look back at this massive thing, like your ship is like, 1/20th this height or less. Like you're a spec. This is a massive thing that you have to like look up and like crank your neck back to look up at the face of this thing. And as you sail past it, both the crew members stop what they're doing and turn and look and kind of bow their head. And the captain turns and he says loud enough for everyone here to hear. Simply says, Tempentus, guide my sails, protect us so that we may return to this shore once again. And he just kind of like bows his head for a brief moment, and literally only for like 10 seconds, and then they turn and go back to work. And with that, he takes over the helm again, and you hit the open seas.
So where are we to now at this point?
You're all in the boat, and Silverstone has gone away in the distance to the point it's just a speck on the horizon, and you're heading out into the ocean.
So, it hasn't been asked, but how far away is this island?
You asking that out loud to everyone?
No, I'm aware no one asked that. I was going to bring it up.
No one asked, I'm aware, too.
All right. Sylvie's like, what was it you said, Captain? About 3 hours, is it? Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's right. 3 hours. We'll be there soon enough. Sit tight.
That's not as bad as I thought.
Oh.
What?
Do you expect that they got a head start, or do you think we're beating them out?
Well, that's Sylvie says, that's the thing, you see, they took my map, so surely they took off after that. They didn't kill me, they weren't that cruel, at least, but they did send a message. And they got me map, and maybe they thought I wouldn't be able to find it, but the thing is, I already prearranged with the captain. I showed the captain this map, he's familiar with the Isles. He stated he's never been there. They're just pointless little isles in the middle of nowhere, although he knows them to be dangerous, and most seafaring folk just avoid them. But that's it. So luckily I was able to get this info to the captain in advance. Now I suspect that they would have made haste, but I don't know.
What dangers are known to be on the islands? Kind of asked more towards the captain.
The captain pipes up. The obsidian reef. Jagged spikes all around it. If you go anywhere and ships just don't go near it, you'll end up wrecking and end up in the drink.
Not something we need to worry about, though, right, Captain?
Yeah. Well, when we get there, you'll be taking the rowboat. And with that, you look over on the opposite side, and there is a very, very small rowboat attached to the side of the boat.
Lovely.
So, the map that they took from you, does it give a approximate location of where this totem can be found? Or is it just bring them to the island itself?
It was just the island. That's it.
At least they'll be as blind as us once we make for shore.
Exactly. Can this thing go any faster, Captain? And he just gives her a cold, harsh look. And the crew members look as well, just like cold expression, and just ignore her. And like, I guess that's a no then. And she's standing on the tip of the ship, looking out, hand up over her eyebrows, clearly anxious in anticipation. So,
sit back against the edge of the boat.
all right. So as this, go ahead.
Okay, Talbot's going. Oh, sorry.
No, continue.
No, Talbot's going to turn his attention over to Fancy. Just say, do you make a habit of last-minute cancellations for spontaneous voyages at night?
No, can't say I do. But it seemed like a good opportunity. They'll understand. I didn't get your name. Of course, you know mine. She extends her hand to you.
Yes. Talbot Underfoot. This is my brother, Finwick. Sort of
Pleasure
like
to meet you.
motions over. We had the pleasure of catching one of your shows a while back.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Get
it was,
quite a crowd.
Oh, yes. Quite the tasteful performer. You're really depriving the audience tonight.
She blushes to the tips of her ears. Well,
That's some
well,
big
thank you.
ears.
Those are big ears. That's very kind of you to say. It's nice to meet you too, Finwick. She'll extend her hand to you as well.
Mick will just look at it and sort of nod politely, but not take your hand.
Okay. She drops her hand, gives a smile.
Just see if you can keep yourself alive tonight, so the folks back home can enjoy another show.
I'm not just a pretty face. You'll learn soon enough.
Talbot just sort of gives a slight shrug and sort of like turns away.
She goes back to sitting on, I guess like Eddie, where it's like a ship, there could be like large coiled ropes. She'll kind of sit on one if it's there.
No, for sure. Sounds good.
Watching this interaction take place, just watching them introduce each other and all like their exchange, I root through my bag, take an apple, hold it over to Jade, just like apple, and wait for her, and then take it with myself and just watch them interact while I eat my apple with my dagger.
Zillion is going to find like a barrel top, because I assume there's barrels on the back. So he's gonna try to like shift a barrel and set up. He's gonna take out a couple of things from his pack, and he's gonna haul out his deck of cards. And he'll take the deck of cards out of the box, and then I'm gonna cast light on the box itself, and put it up on the table. And do anyone want to have a game of cards? Pass the time. I have the best game
Ooh.
for this.
I'll join.
Is there a crow's nest?
No, not on this little tiny thing.
Okay.
I mean, there's little pegs there. It's designed if you had to climb up to fix the sail or something, but nowhere to sit and like look out. The boat's too small for that. By the way, I do plan, I didn't get around to it, it's on my to-do list. I do plan to make a lot of unique, interesting games for this, kind of like Wizards and Thieves over Shadows. But like that kind of stuff. But so in the future, I wish I would have had it ready now, but I don't.
No, I got the perfect game. All right,
so you go for it. You're leading it.
All right. So Zalian is he's going to shuffle up, and he's going to wait to see who pulls up to play the game.
I'm there.
Fancy's there.
Okay, so I got Fancy. He'll look at those. And what was your names again?
Fancy. I'm sorry, I missed yours.
Oh, Zillion.
Pleasure to meet you, Zillion.
Zalian. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And you?
Arcane.
Oh, no, well, nice to meet you guys. He shuffles up and just starts handing out the cards. Alright, so I figured this would be the best game to play, seeing where we're going. So he hands out, he gives you guys like 5 cards each. He goes, so what we gotta do is we gotta make some pairs. And if you don't have a card that we're gonna ask for, you gotta go fish. And he chuckles as he says go fish.
The cat. You guys are all
I love
behind.
this game.
You're all behind the captain, sort of, because that's where all the crates and barrels were, and like he just turns his head back and looks at you all, and just goes back to sailing. You like, really?
As he's dealing out the cards, I'm gonna turn to Arkin. So clearly, you never seen one of my shows, based on your comment. She raises brow at him.
I will admit, I have not.
Yeah, because I don't sing. I ain't got the voice for it. And she'll turn back to the card game.
Mel, I like your voice. Your voice, Mel, reminds me of Sookie from True Blood.
Arkin,
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that.
Oh my god. I'm just trying to channel that southern, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
If it is annoying, I can stop.
No, it's good.
I think it's fine.
No. With that comment, Arkin looks back towards Jade and he kind of raises his eyebrow like, is she really? Kind of like wondering if she is what he thinks she now is. But, yeah.
And you do see there is a sword strapped to her side and a shield kind of on her back. Like tucked under her wings, kind of a thing.
So what kind of shows do you do?
I'm a sword dancer. And I play a little bit of music. But don't ask me to sing. I'll spare ya.
Okay. Got any twos?
Do I have any twos? What can we roll?
I think this game is so basic, it's just a game of rollies. Like, you roll a d20 and see who gets the highest will win. Like, you know, we're not going to go card for card here, but this is such a random...
I would have played it. Do I have a 2?
I'll roll a d20.
Do rollies.
Do you have higher than me? Oh, we rolled the same. Oh, we both say go fish.
Oh, shit.
Arkin's the first one out. So we got to see who the grand winner is. All right, you guys roll again. Rollies.
Oh, okay. It's hilarious.
Oh! 20. Describe what happens.
Wins the game.
Zaylin, describe your nat 20 on your go fish.
She does indeed. She does indeed have a 2, and I win.
Well played. It was fun.
Thanks for playing. And he just kind of packs everything up, and just kind of sits down with like a really like dumb grin on his face that he got to play Go Fish on a boat.
Oh, I forgot.
And what was Jay doing during that entire period, just out of curiosity?
2 things. When Arkin went to sort of sit, she sort of moved up to take a look at the game, like almost to try and like watch it to see if there's anything going on. She's also kind of looking at the ropes and the rigging and like all the little like parts of the ship and how they work together.
Oh, fascinated by all that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I just realized I had a whole sailing soundtrack I forgot to put on for... Here we go. This should be more ocean themed. Anything else, people, before we move on? Any more things you want to do or say?
Fancy will make her way over to Jade, because I think Jade is the only one now that she hasn't interacted with. So, you traveling with Arkin? I see you pretty close.
Yeah, we've known each other a while.
It's nice to have friends. Or family. My name's Fancy. You might already know that. I thought it'd be nice to introduce myself.
It's nice to meet you. My name's Jade. Yeah, I've seen your posters around.
You should come by sometime if we ever... Let me get back. I'll drop your name. Tell them you could watch the show for free, if you're interested.
Ooh, that could be lovely.
Yeah.
So you said you're a battle dancer?
Sword dancer.
Sword dancer.
Yeah. What do you do? Those are fascinating goggles on your head.
I make little things. She kind of like reaches into her pocket and pulls out like a little like wire flower that's like all twisted out of one piece of metal.
Oh, that's really pretty. Quite the talent you got.
Eh, something I've been able to do for a while. But yeah,
It's nice.
she'll pass it to you if you want it.
Yeah, she'll take it, she'll look at it. And then she'll just hand it gently back to you.
Okay. Like pokes it back into the like armor pieces.
What do you think we'll find when we get there?
I don't know. I don't know much about these pinching people.
No, me either. Anyway, hope we find them. Take them down real fast.
I think, well, there's a lot of us. She didn't say how many there were, but
No, she didn't.
except us.
Yeah, I think they'll have their work cut out for them.
I think so. Well, it's nice to meet you.
You too. She'll kind of like flit away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I think like outside the initial interaction, I think like Talbot and Finn just sort of spend the rest of the time just sort of like watching everyone else from a distance.
Okay.
I'm more of a sitting and meditating in whatever area that Talbot is in, just completely spaced out.
As the Silver Seraph sails through the night and a few hours pass by, the island emerges in the darkness. A silhouette of jagged obsidian hills rising starkly against the moonlit sky. The black stone gleams eerily in the pale light, casting sharp, angular shadows across the landscape. The surrounding waters are treacherous, filled with protruding obsidian spikes that jut from the ocean like the teeth of some ancient slumbering beast. Waves crash against the dark sentinels, sending sprays of seawater into the air, their sound a constant, persistent backdrop. So as you draw nearer, the island's foreboding presence becomes even more tangible as the air grows colder and the scent of salt and seaweed mingle with this weird tang. With that, suddenly in the distance, you spot a flicker of light. It's lanterns. Bobbing on the horizon, a sailing ship, larger than your own, appears to be departing from the island's shoreline. It's, well, technically not the shoreline, like out a little ways, but, you know,
From the
it's
teeth.
as close as it could get to the teeth, yeah. And its path is set towards you. It appears that the vessel approaches in a steady and purposeful manner, and as it draws a little closer, you do notice... Well, I'll get perception checks. You guys... Roll higher, people, come on.
I only got rolled over a 5 since we've started.
You've rolled really low so far, I have to say. I rolled...
Getting it out of the way now.
where's
Getting it out of the way.
I got a 17, and Jay got an 18, so we're pretty good.
I'm still
Oh,
meditating.
and Zaylen got a 20.
Well, you just rolled a d20 on its own, did you? Mike? No. Mike didn't
No,
roll.
my thing is being weird. Sorry.
Oh, because that was your...
Or was that for some... Oh, no, that was his roll from
Go
earlier.
fish.
His roll, yeah. Yeah, that was the Go Fish roll.
Yeah, no, I didn't roll well.
All right, Talbot and Jade. Again, they're too far, and at this point, all I'm getting you to roll for is if you can notice how many figures are on board. You notice there are several crew members that are just like rushing around, hoisting sails and things like that. That seem to just be like the operation crew of the boat. However, you do notice the outline of several figures that are all kind of lined around the edge of the boat and just standing there. And you can't make out any figures on them. You do kind of get the silhouette of hoods. Some of them have hoods up, some don't. But yeah, at this point, that's what you make out about several crew members and at least another several that look like they're of alertness or standing at the ready, you know what I mean? Or all at the edge of the ship, not operating nothing and just waiting there. And you do catch the glimmer of light of some like reflections, so they clearly have some kind of weapons in their hands that are reflecting the lights of the lantern. I'll give you that as well.
So just to so is their ship sort of heading towards us, and like these figures sort of standing at the edge, and like with the perception checks that myself and Jade got, does this tell us that they're, as we're sort of passing by because we're approaching we're approaching each other, do they have more of a defensive stance in case we stir up trouble, or does it look like when they get close enough, they're going to cause some trouble, like potentially try to board us or do something else? Like, do I get anything of that, or should I do an insight check?
No, I'll just basically tell you the ship was sideways, like, parallel with the shore. And then once you started to come into view, their ship that was stationary turned directly towards you and is now heading straight towards you.
Okay.
So they weren't even moving. They were just stationary, probably anchored down, and or just bobbing there. And then they literally started moving and turning the sails and everything.
So they were waiting for us. Okay.
And then they seen you coming, and now they're coming straight for you. And it's a massive open ocean, so it's not. They're obviously coming straight for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it looks like they're here to delay us. Should we take the rowboats now?
The captain pipes up. Ah, you fool, you get in a rowboat, they'll only run you over or kill you. Are you mad? You can't outrun that big vessel in a rowboat. Plus, we're too bloody far from shore.
Oh, okay. That answers that.
He's like, here's what I think. You got 3 options as far as I can see it. We either try to outrun them. Now, here's the thing. By the looks of her, and he's like squinting, and he doesn't have a looking glass. He's just squinting, and he's looking. He's like, by the looks of that vessel, we can't outrun them with speed. I might be able to outmaneuver them and get into the jagged shoreline, and we can try to move our way through there. That, however, is quite a high risk. It'll put me vessel at peril, and it will require all of us, not just my crew, all of you to participate and try to navigate that treachery. And, I mean, if it goes south, we'll wreck me baby here as he pats the boat. We'll all get dipped into drink, and then we're on our own in the middle of nowhere near this island that, all their sailors whisper hushed tones about to avoid. So there's that. We can attempt to parlay. Or, I don't know, you want to earn your coin and we clash and head 'em head on.
Well, you're the captain. You have more experience in this than I would say any of us. What say you is the best course? I don't think they're the parlaying sort if they're members of the posse, though.
What?
Also, I noticed a major lack of weaponry aboard your ship, Captain. Besides us, of course. But if they have cannons, we're probably not going to last too long.
No, cannons are not common for this setting.
Okay.
No cannonballs, not really. There might be some, but not on a little vessel probably like this. It'd be more like, the king's main ship got some gunpowder and stuff like that, right? Like, not these type of vessels. It's highly unlikely that they would have any. Possible, though, I suppose. They could. But the captain, by the way, does have a sword on his hip. But you look at the other 2 crew, and they don't appear to have anything. But you do notice there is a hefty harpoon off to one side. Sylvie also is equipped with a little weaponry as well. I believe she has a short bow. So the captain looks and responds to you, Talbot, and says, "Aye, well, that's the thing, you see. I don't know how capable you are. To be honest with you, I don't want to risk bringing my baby here up against the rocks and then kissing goodbye to her. But I don't know your capabilities. Sylvie, how good are these crew that you hired? You think they can take them, or?" Sylvie looks to you all like she don't have a clue how good you are. So that's why she's kind of looking to you for feedback on what you want to do, because she don't know if you're level 10s or level 1s.
We tried to negotiate if it's the posse. By the sounds of it, we won't be able to. We might have to go to combat. But I don't like our chances on the rocks.
Well, we knew this was dangerous when we all signed up for it. I guess it's time to figure out if we're fighters or fools. I say let them come.
Everyone else staying quiet, or is anyone else piping up before it goes back to the captain?
Fangs is
I know
just kind
Talbot's
of
doing
like,
a lot of talking, so like anyone else is free to say something.
no, Fangs is just kind of like listening to everything, and yeah, if they want to fight, she'll fight.
Zalian stands up, gets his quarterstaff ready, puts his cards away, ties his hair back into a bun. And it's just ready.
No. Okay. So everybody's putting their game face on, huh? Okay.
Fancy draws her sword and takes out her shield.
Okay. Well, the captain's like, oh, by you drawing the blades there, I guess that means we're hitting them head on. We parlaying, as you say? We'll try to talk our way out of it?
Oh, unless they come in sword swinging.
Okay. And it looks like he didn't like either option, because he don't know you and how good you are at fighting. And he also doesn't want to risk bringing his boat in the jagged shoreline. But he's going with the group decision here.
Maybe they're just looking for her autograph.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right.
Just saying. Maybe they're fans.
With that, Deckhand Finn, who hasn't introduced himself yet, but it's pretty quiet, he goes over and grabs a harpoon. But other than that, that's it. Now, you do notice that... and he also grabs basically a almost like a rolling pin kind of thing that just is there. And the big half-orc grabs essentially just like a bit of loose board that is used for like patchwork in case they spring a lake. He basically just picks up a big board with a nail in it. But otherwise, the captain is just heading straight towards them. So, as the approaching ship closes the distance, you can see the crude paint on its side, which states its name, the Midnight Marauder. The flickering lanterns reveal a motley crew of rough and sketchy-looking individuals. Their faces are hardened by clearly maybe a life of crime or a lot of time on the harsh roads of the region, but with their eyes gleaming with ill intent. You see several crew members, as I mentioned, are just focused on operating the vessel. They're not armed. They disappear like the crew that's keeping it going, while another 8 step up, and you can see them clearly now. Each of these 8 are armed and ready. They have daggers that are catching the moonlight, and they are wearing dark green clothing. Some are hoods, some are scarves, some are just different items they have. It's not like they all have a uniform, like their uniform or anything like that. It's just they're all at least wearing something on them that is dark green. One of the men, a burly figure with a scar running down his cheek, steps forward, cups his hands around his mouth, and his voice is booming across the water. And this is as their ship rolls up alongside of yours. So you're only like 10, 15 feet apart from each other. So you can clearly see each other. Your whole crew is standing there and looking at their whole crew. And as he cups his hand around his mouth, he shouts out, "Hey, you lot! Turn around and head back the way you came, or we'll board your ship and gut you like a fish. This island's got nothing for the likes of you, so you best be on your way before things get messy." So,
awkward moment when we're a new party, so no one knows who wants to step forward and talk and all that stuff, and everyone's going to hesitate.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I assume, like, would the captain speak because it's his boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just Talbot is thinking. So
That's what Vance
I was
is
just
thinking,
giving a
too.
second. He was also pausing for a second to see if anyone was going to speak up first. I just want to give you guys a chance.
Well, we also told him that we would parlay, so he might be waiting for one of us.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And after you...
Talbot didn't agree with parlaying, so he'll leave that to someone else.
All right. And so as that rugged man on the other boat shouted those words, clearly a chilling threat, followed by the murmurs and laughter of his crew at what he said. The captain pipes up and says, we don't want any trouble here. We're just passing through, going around this island, and we won't be any trouble. And then that other rugged man replies, really? So if we follow you, you're just gonna go round this island and keep going?
I'll step forward at this point. Take a little step that I can. And excuse me, Captain. Pause, give him a moment to say his name if he's interested. The other captain.
Oh, it doesn't look like the other ship's captain is essentially part of... You notice now he's not wearing any green. It's just a simple-looking guy, and he's operating the boat, and he's not saying anything. He appears quite nervous, and is not a fighter in any way. He looks like him and his crew are just there to operate the boat and not really get involved with this.
How big are these boats, roughly? Like, is there cover, or are we just all on the deck? The deck is very open.
It's very open. There's no cover, really. Like, you technically could lean up against the edge of the boat and duck down and get, like, half cover, you know what I mean? Like, there's a short...
we're only 3.5 feet tall. I just was wondering.
Yeah, like, if you went over there being a halfling and crouched down or lid down, yeah, you could get full cover, but you gotta be right near the edge between there. You know what I mean? Like, the lip that comes over to prevent you from falling overboard. Like, that.
And they're both the same?
Their boat's essentially... It's a much bigger boat. It's about twice the size of yours. And, but yeah, it's essentially the same kind of thing. It's just got a big boat. And, like, when you're looking up at them, because they're a little bit higher, but not too much. Maybe only a foot or two higher. But when you're looking at their boat... yeah, like you can't see them from, like, I don't know, the knees down or whatever, or the or waist down, because yeah, there's a bit of cover there, like you would have if you're looking across at another people on the deck of another boat.
Okay.
They got a bunch of stuff on their boats too, like, they got a lot more cargo and like chests and stuff on their boats. So yeah.
I'm gonna try to basically draw their attention to me when I talk. So if he wants to hide and stuff, it might let him hide better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna I'm gonna grab a... How do you say your name, Mike? Silent?
Zaylan.
Yeah, reach over, kind of grab him around the shoulder and pull him over, pull him close. This is a lifelong friend of mine here. He's a cleric of Tempithus, I believe it's called. He heard rumor that there was an old relic on this island. We're just here to find that. It's like a pilgrimage thing. He's not much of a fighter himself, so, he's known us, and we agreed to come along and help him out.
Okay. Normally I would get you to roll perception. Or not perception, persuasion.
It's like persuasion or deception, because it's a clear lie.
Yeah, or deception. However, no, it's an auto fail because of what you said.
I'm also going to, completely absent-mindedly, I'm just going to turn and look at I'm actually not a cleric, sir.
I knew you were going to do that.
And as you turn to look at that, and as you piped out, and Arkin, as you said all that, like you said it in a very persuasive way or deceptive way, you were trying to convince them. However, the moment you mentioned, we're just here to this island to look for an artifact.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you just noticed they light up and they grint their teeth.
Artifact. I said shrine.
Oh, you did say artifact.
You said artifact.
Oh, shit. My bad. Hey, I'm not a smart liar. I'll put that out there.
So they all grit their teeth and draw their daggers, and this is where we'd roll initiative, but it is getting late.
If you go with me, poor life choices. But we're in a sea of clashing sails.
And you guys can
look at that.
Arrange yourself where you want. Also, please note my amazing tokens that I custom built.
Oh, that's why you needed the wing. Cool.
This is so cool.
They're dynamic tokens. I had to make them myself using GIMP and stuff, and using new feature they had. But
Oh, they're a lot bigger than us.
So you notice you like overlap and burst out of the token, which is really cool.
Oh, look at
I
that.
really like it.
And
Yeah, that's nice.
Fancy.
also, if you're wondering why some of your
Why am I so far from Finn?
no, you guys arrange yourself wherever you'd be on the boat. That's fine. You will notice that anybody who's size small, your circle just by default is made smaller.
I noticed. I like it.
Smaller.
I was going to ask Mel, are you okay with that? Because to get your wings on there, that's as big as I could make you. Or I know your face is not as big as everybody else's, but do you want
No,
your
it's
wings
fine.
on there, or do you want me to get rid of the wings
No.
and make your face big?
No, I like it. And my character is like the tiniest of them. So
Yeah.
it is totally fine. Like she's like 2 feet, 8 inches.
Yeah, and you can clearly tell it's her, so I mean that's the most important thing.
She's the only one who has wings. I like it. As long as it doesn't interfere with your map or anything.
No, I just wanted to let you know. So yeah, like as you said that, the one that was doing the lead talking out of the pincer posse just gives a grunt, and with that, the other two that were standing on the deck, this one and this one, they slam down. They lift up and slam down to what are they called again when you put the board across?
Planks.
Plank.
Planks.
Lock the plank, right? Yeah, I was like,
how zoomed in we were.
they slam down the planks. They're combatants who haven't rolled initiative. Yeah. So how are we gonna do this? You guys up? I'm gonna let you roll your own initiatives, so you don't bitch at me like you did in Shadow Knight. And, you guys up top, all you got to do is click the little dice on your image on the very top of the screen there.
Why is my health orange, or is it just because it's me?
And I'm gonna roll all my NPCs.
I'm gonna get a double digit, I swear, at some point.
Oh my god!
At
Look at
some
all
point
the dice.
tonight, you're gonna roll double digits.
And Deckhand Finn is up first. So he had an harpoon, and now that he sees things are going south, he also grabs. Oh shit! I retcon here. He doesn't have the harpoon. The captain has the harpoon. So the captain grabs the harpoon, and Finn actually grabbed the net. So he has like a big fishing net and an improvised weapon in his hand. And with that, he is just going to stick where he is. I think the range on the net's really close. So, so you got only 15 feet. So he's not going to step up in front there. He's not brave enough. He's actually just going to go right to the edge of the boat and go defensive. That's all he's doing right now. All right, Arcane, you are up.
Am I?
You can.
Yeah,
You rolled a 19.
yeah, you were all like the second highest
Plus,
initiative.
if you notice,
Oh, on my screen, it showed like a 6. I wasn't expecting my turn for a while.
No, you're like first thing.
Okay.
Then Jay's after you.
and if-
Okay.
you can look out top, see whose turn it's going to be, and also when it's your turn, you got the big blue circle around you.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna step right here, and I'm going to use my bonus action to use telekinesis to throw that board off my boat. Give me a ring. This one.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, but telekinesis, how much can it lift? Oh, that's not.
It can move the person.
Okay, so it's not that little one. It's like 5 pounds, like Mage Hand or nothing. It's like
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Telekinetic feat.
Any rolls for it against inanimate objects? What your ability is?
It says as a bonus action, you can telekinetically shove. It says one creature, so I probably cannot do it.
So you can't. Is that it? You can't throw objects around with telekinesis? Seems odd.
That's catapult, I think.
Yeah, I think it gives you like
Yeah.
mage hand, and that's the object interaction. But the bonus action,
No,
I think, is creatures.
Yeah, I can use Mage Hand to interact with stuff as an invisible hand, but to interact with things, it just says creatures, so I cannot do that.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's just it prevents it from being crazy powerful too.
I guess picking up swords and throwing them at people and stuff, or like
Yeah,
I guess-
because there is a spell telekinesis for that. So I guess in terms of just a feat, like
Yeah.
it limits it.
Okay, stand correction. I'm gonna go over here.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
I'm gonna use telekinesis to take her and try to throw her, pull her forward to me into the water.
Okay. So what kind of save does she have to make?
She makes a saving throw of strength. And the DC is... I have to figure this out. 14.
That is a big fail. Okay, and so that pulls her forward. How many feet?
5 feet.
Okay.
So
She would hit the railing and probably stumble over it. I don't know if I want to give her another save, like a dex save, to prevent from going overboard, or what? Maybe.
it's up to you, because she does have a railing. If she never had a railing, I would just say have her fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But where she does have a railing,
Okay.
that's fine. I'm not being picky about it.
Yeah, I'll.
She did fail it by more than 5, so you can base it off of that for simplicity in this situation.
That's true too.
Yeah, okay. Because if it was any of you guys and you got shoved to the edge, I would give you a save to prevent you from flying off, right, and going over.
And also, it's not like she's fallen to her death.
Yeah.
It might waste a turn getting out of the water.
I'll give it a chance. I'll give it disadvantage with a decent high DC. Just give her a slim chance. Let's see. Definitely not with that. And you yank her. She's unexpecting this. You pull her forward. Her knees hit the railing, and boof, she goes over the top and splash down below
And then-
into the drink.
And at the one at the front of the other board over there, it's behind my character sheet. This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shoot firebolts.
All right. So it looks like you managed to do it, but you had to move up there, did you? That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are shooting a firebolt. Arkin, who used a bonus action to telekinetically pull this pincer posse here into the water, and then shot a fire bolt at this one, doing significant damage to it. And then that is where we were. You didn't have anything else you wanted to do, like movement-wise, with your turn, Arkin, before we move on?
Their ship is up higher now, so the chances of like moving up here and getting cover by the railing is not really possible, is it?
It's not much higher. It's a little bit, but you know, it's your side of the boat. The only way you're going to get cover, I'm going to say, is to go to get full cover would be right tight to the edge where you are and go prone.
Yeah, no, I'll kind of stay back from too.
If you crouch down, of course, you get like half cover or something like that. But
yeah, like I'll just crouch kind of where I'm at here, but not really going for cover, just to try to make myself a small target in a boat of openness.
For sure. Okay, moving on. Next we have Jade.
I would like to cast Fairy Fire right there.
What kind of save do I have to make?
Dex save of 14.
All right, let's do this. So I'll start with the one on the bottom right here, and let's see, Dex saving throw of 14. That is failed by 1. I will now roll for the one above it. Again here, this is the one above it. Succeeds. And the one to the leftmost thing. You said it was dexterity, right? I'm just making sure I'm rolling the right thing. Yeah, okay. Well, you can tell they're pretty dexterous, especially with my rolling. But you did get one of them.
And just out of curiosity, what did it narratively look like when Jade cast Fairy Fire?
It was almost like a golden glow sort of goes around them.
All right, so your spell goes off. You sprinkle your fairy fire over that area. You can clearly see the Pentaprosti are very dexterous, and they dodge out of the way, avoiding it, except for one gets caught in it. As your magical... How did you describe it again? It's like an aura that stays on them, right?
Yeah, if you look really close, it's almost like golden gears around him. Yeah.
Golden gears.
And that is it for me. I'm going to stay where I am and just be ready.
All right. So this one here is going to move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well. Rushes in here.
I don't know how much you screwed up.
Really? Huh? Really? So let's see who he goes after. I'm going to roll a D3. And I'm going to do it, and I got the order in my hand. I'm just not going to keep saying it out loud, but so that is the Ranger. Yep, because you're in the middle, and I rolled a 2 out of 3. So you could easily predict that one. All right. So with this, now, here comes a dagger attack. So I'm going to try to target you, and then I'm going to attack you. Let's see if this works, if I did this right. Clearly he dashes down. He's got a dagger in each hand. He lunges into the fray, kind of fearless, with a ferocious look on his face, and slides forward with a dagger, trying to stick it in your gut. And no, does not work. You are able to narrowly sidestep it with the big swing and a miss. Okay, up next is the one down in the drink. So he's got to try to scale the outside of this boat and get back in here. I think it's pretty difficult to be in water, soaking wet, and then from down there to swim up over the edge. Now, boats sometimes do have things on the end, like ropes and different things hanging off, just for people to get back up. But I'm still going to make it quite challenging, I feel. Where's his skills? Oh, he's not trained in athletics. So let's just make it a strength roll. Yeah, so at this boat, it's probably only Arkin who can see it, and also maybe oh geez, what's your character name? Zaylen there. You're up high on that. You two can look over and you see him scrabbling, and he climbs up and he like gets one hand up and he starts to pull himself up, and then suddenly it slips as the boat rocks, and you just see boom, and he just disappears down under the water again. And that's essentially his turn. You don't know where.
I love the fact that the one that got in the water was the one who can't swim.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, this one up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's actually, he can go right down to the edge, easy. Now, the question is okay, no. So I want to see how far you can throw the knife here. It says 20 feet or 60 feet is considered long. So, yeah. What do we got?
I think Arkin's the only one within the 20 feet.
Yeah, it's going to have to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to target you, and he's going to chuck the dagger, throw the dagger through the air. One of his daggers.
Same dice result. So I'm not seeing the bonuses, but that definitely would hit.
So I'm assuming the 24 hits. You don't have any
I'm looking at my AC just to remember what it is, but that definitely hits.
All right, so now this should let me apply the damage. Yep, there you go.
Ouch.
All right, so from one boat to another, he times it, chucks a dagger, sticks into your lower abdomen. Hurts, man, it hurts. And moving on, we get to... who's next? Oh, the captain. The captain don't like this. Of course he doesn't. He was the one with the harpoon, so he sees that happen, and he is going to see how far a harpoon can go. It's also 20 feet. He steps up to the edge of the boat, grabs his harpoon, targets this one, throws said harpoon.
Wait.
What?
The die just showed a question mark for me. I don't know if it did for anyone else.
Yeah, I was like, is the Riddler in here?
Yeah, I was thinking, wait, what?
I didn't see that.
Question mark?
So when the D6 rolled, it landed on a question mark.
It's probably hidden dice for the GM.
But it shows in the chat. Do you have the dice rolls? Maybe that's why we're only seeing the dice results and not the bonuses?
Who knows?
That's true, because it could be like the modifier bonus.
Well,
I don't know why it just doesn't hide everything though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, this is our first combat for me and Foundry. With time, I'll tweak things, but for now,
it's okay.
I'm just keeping the game going. So he lets loose his one harpoon that he had, and this, with a decent throw, an average throw, but the rogue on the other end ducks down and whizzes past his head, and continues on until it hits that trunk on the other end and sticks in it. And I just have to see. Can we remember attacks? Okay. Well, if he would be able to multi-attack if somebody was close, but he doesn't have another ranged weapon, so he will stay where he is. Moving on, we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. He could stab towards the captain, which is probably what he's going to do here, since that's who's in range. Ooh, big swing. Okay, yeah, he has a defensive maneuver, so he can use his reaction to try to make that person re-roll, which is what I will do. Well, it's still a hit. So, oh, by the way, I was going to make the rule that with re-rolls and stuff, you always take your initial damage roll. So in this case, whatever the first set of damage was rolled, because you see how it rolls the damage again a second time?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Right, because the automation just does it. I'm just going to always take your very first damage roll when you're only re-rolling the d20. So, actually, it's not giving me the option now anymore. Yeah, I can do it. There must be a way. Oh, here it is. Apply. Ugh. All right, he took the hit. He gets shivved in the guts just as he was trying to ready himself, and despite his defensive maneuvers, there's no success. We're up next. We have our ranger.
Okay, after dodging the blade, I'm going to take out my wrist-mounted hand crossbow and fire it point blank at this guy's guts, who's pretty much at eye level for me. So I'm going to take a shot with my hand crossbow. No disadvantage due to a feat I have. With crossbow expert. So that's most likely a hit. I rolled a 24, dealing 7 damage with my first hit.
Hang on. Let me apply the damage. Okay. There we go.
Is this the first? Oh, he's dead.
He was already wounded by a firebolt.
Oh, wait. He got hit by a fire? Oh, that was the guy?
He's the guy that was at half health, yep.
So then I'll just move. I can move through here. Whoop. And I'll fire as my bonus action. I'm going to take another shot at this guy.
You get 2 shots, eh?
It's only because with crossbow expert feat, I can make another attack with my my hand crossbow as a bonus action.
Nice. Well, just target him, and then.
So I'll target him, and now I'll do the roll.
You know, it's cool when you target him. It puts a green dot above their head, so I can see if you have them targeted or not.
Oh, this one missed. I rolled bad.
Yep. This one, the arrow just whizzes by. He sees it coming clearly because this shot was. Well, actually, this shot just would have missed anyway, so he hardly had to do anything because he rolled under 10.
And I'm just going to go back here as the rest of my movement.
All right, up next is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Oh, yeah, so he can pick between the monk or the deckhand. So let's see. Low is the deckhand. 1 is the deckhand, and 2 is the monk. 2 is the monk. All right, you are getting a dagger thrown at you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to click you, target you, throw the dagger. Oops, wrong ability. Throwing the dagger.
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's below 10, so that's just a complete miss. The dagger whizzes by and sticks in the boat, kind of next to you, Talbot. I'm still trying to learn all your characters' names. Talbot. And moving on. Who's up next? Let's try to get through this as quick as we can. Now, you notice that Sylvie has drawn her short bow, and she's just going to target this one who came down the closest, and going to fire said short bow. Ugh. Did you guys see the animation of the arrow shoot across just then? That was pretty cool.
I missed it.
Oh, there's a little arrow shot from her to her token to the other one. Anyways, that is a complete miss. And she doesn't have advantage. I'm just double checking her abilities. Yeah, nothing important there. So that's a whiff for her. She's going to hold her position, and we're going to move to the next. Okay, monk.
All right. I'm going to run up. I guess this would be close to him. 5 feet. Hard to see the grid. And I'm just going to do pull out my short sword in the same action and attack. I'm guessing 11. Oh, I didn't target them. Yeah, I forgot I had to do that.
Well,
I'm
11 is a miss.
okay. And then bonus action, I'm going to try and do an unarmed strike. Try to... Oh,
It's the exact same roll.
it's all right. I'm guessing it's pretty dark down by the water, hey?
Oh yeah, it's nighttime. It's like very dark, but you can see there's lanterns on these boats providing
But down
sunlight.
close to the water on the side of the ship would be dark, right?
Yeah, for sure. Just whatever would trickle from up above. Yeah.
All right. Well, you watch as I make those attacks miss. I can't move. I jump. You don't hear a splash, and I'm just going over here.
If you notice, like there's two ways to move in this. You can either use the mouse arrow keys and move your guy around, but if you drag like you just did, you'll notice wherever it turns green is within your regular move. Yellow requires a dash, and red is out of range. If you're wondering why all this
I
color.
don't think any of those would be out of my range.
No, I'm fine. I'm just letting you know. Like if you guys, for any of you who go to move your character, if you drag your token, you can go anywhere within the green. But if it starts to turn yellow, it means that you gotta have to start dashing to get there. Anything else from you?
Nope.
Okay. All right, Sorcerer Supreme, you're up.
Xanon's gonna turn and look at this guy here. Some misses, I suppose. And I'm gonna say, "Hey, this is our boat. We didn't invite you here." And then I'm gonna cast Bonfire right where she's to.
Using the flame spells on boats. All right. So, what does she have to do? And
It's a dex saving throw. DC 14.
yeah, that's fine. Either way, I only rolled a 12. So that means that particular target now needs to take the damage. All right, so I just took the 2 damage points.
And how do I leave a hazard on the ground?
This music is too peaceful. I'm skipping back to something a little more dramatic.
So there's a bonfire there, and so if a creature ends their turn there or enters it for the first time, they have to make a DC 14 dex save.
Now, is it fair to say that the surface underneath it would be affected? Like where this is a wooden plank. Does that suffer any of the effects of the spell?
It usually says so in the spell description if it affects, because some things will catch flammable objects on fire and some specifically don't. So I can't remember bonfire offhand.
It says you create a bonfire on the ground that you can see within range of 60 feet. Until the spell ends, the bonfire is lit in a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space, when you cast the spell, must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage. A creature must also make the saving throw when it enters the bonfire space for the first time on its turn or ends its turn there. That's all it says.
So just creatures, it looks like.
Okay, so it's basically not lighting anything on fire. It's just flicking. It's almost like if you pass through the flame, you're taking fire. It's not going to light the room on fire or anything as such. But
I love those on the plank, so if they try to get closer now.
Anything else from you, or are we moving on?
Well, that's everything for me.
Okay, since there's already enough on that side of the boat, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I had to do only 2 diagonals, so that's 5, and then this will be my 3rd diagonal, so 6. That's as far as they can get. One of the 2 daggers will be thrown. The question is, at who? We've got 3 targets. I'm going to roll to see who. From left to right with the D3. And the middleman again is the ranger. So
Got it out for me.
yes, they do. All right.
I think these Pincer Posse are like racist against halflings because they constantly target us.
Why did it roll 2 D20s, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm guessing you failed because the result I'm showing you rolled a 2. So
It says disadvantage on the roll.
oh yeah, it does say disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I clicked the wrong one. Either way, that is a big whiff. as the dagger flies by. Moving on is the next one on the boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 10, 15. Only one is in range is the deckhand. Gonna target him. Going to throw the dagger. I definitely hit the middle one that time. Again? What is happening?
I don't know if it matters.
I think it might be picking up that it's a range attack, and that's why. Maybe it's picking up that they're out of range. That's why these range attacks are a disadvantage. No, actually, it's not in range if you look at it, because the first one would be 5.
Yeah, so I guess he's just
10,
outside
15,
of your count.
And then 20, 25. He's 25 feet away.
Oh, that's why. So it's disadvantage. That's why.
Okay, so the system was right. I was wrong. Okay, so, all right, moving on. So he clearly missed on the first one with that shitty dagger throw. It goes to him. Oh my goodness, I just seen a setup. This was not intentional, but I just noticed because they moved at their max range. This guy's going to do something ballsy. So, deckhand Grack now. He is going to come up to here and then hop up on the plank here. So he's in melee range of both of these. Let me just make sure I'm reading it too. Yep. So he has an ability, Kraken Skulls. Grab 2 adjacent targets and smash them together. So he's going to make an attack. I can't target 2 at once, so we're just going to see how this works out. Target him 1 at a time. This one and this one. 1 attack for each of them. Okay, so Oni manages to successfully damage one of them. So this ability, though, both targets must be hit to cause the damage. So you see him. He rushes up, steps over there, and he grabs both of them by their tunics and tries to pull them together with a big grunt and a heave. And he pulls one in, and that person would have brutally collided with the other. However, the other posse was too evasive and was able to duck out of the way. Otherwise, it would do an insane amount of damage.
So, what space is he on? Aren't there, 3 guys? Aren't there, is he on the sharing space with a pincer posse?
No.
So where is he actually standing?
There's nobody underneath him. Was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're moving somebody right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how to move underneath.
Yeah, so there were 3 there.
This guy right here.
Shit, I didn't see that person.
I was going to say, such as, where is he actually to? There's no space on that.
Okay, sorry. Well, I'm just going to correct that and put them back here.
He still would have been able to do that, just with 2 different
Yeah,
targets.
I didn't see that because it's the shadow effect. That token is so dark on my screen, I couldn't see it. Now that you pointed it out. So he did the same thing, it's just he went there on the edge of the boat. Thanks for bringing that up, though. I didn't even know that person was there. Hiding in the shadows. Quite hiding from the GM. That rogue is pretty good. Okay, so if we were at his turn, moving on. This one has a lot of NPCs. That's why I'm trying to speed this up. This is the fairy fired one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's a bonfire. It doesn't want to run through a bonfire, but we'll step up next to it. And it's going to chuck this. I'm going to say on a low, it is at Zalen, and a high, it's at the captain. So basically a 1 is at you, Mike. Okay. So there's a dagger being thrown at you. And here it is. Let's see if that's... Let's see, it just does a straight roll this time, so that's good. Okay. Ooh, big roll, though. Do you have any abilities to use otherwise?
I do. I am going to use silvery barbs.
Love it.
Nice. All right, check it off. I will roll again.
Yeah, well.
Ooh, yeah, you turned a 23 into an 11. So, describe how you do that.
He hauls the dagger up, and I see him with the intention to throw. I'd be like, "Hey, those are sharp. You should play with knives." And yeah, that's pretty much how the spell's being cast.
What does it visually look like?
It's just see my hair pulse a little. I'm gonna say for this one, it pulses a little yellow, like a kind of flare is almost a similar color to my eyes, and I'm just pointing. I don't really realize that things are happening, that I'm casting the spell. You see my body just like violently, just like kind of like ripple with energy, and I'm gonna, as I'm yelling, a trail of it is going to streak off and get entangled with the colors of Fancy's wings. So I'm gonna give the D20 advantage to her.
Ooh, nice. All right, Fancy, what would you like to do?
All right. I am going to, let's see here. How high is like the floorboards of the ship from that plank in front of me?
You mean like the railing?
Yeah.
I think I said it's basically hip height for like
Hip
an average
height?
human. So you could like duck behind it and your head would be showing a bit, or you can go prone and get full cover, but...
Okay, so if I fly up 5 feet and I fly here, will I be level with the guy on the plank?
Yeah, considering their boat is probably a little bit higher, you'd be level with them, yeah.
Okay, so I am going to attack him with my rapier.
So you're... I tried to click on you and give you 5 feet of elevation. Let's see how this works.
Okay. And go back
There we go.
here.
Plus 5
So
feet.
the advantage. Can I click advantage?
Just try to make sure you're
Guys,
targeting
Fury Fires?
what are you trying to do?
Oh, use my rapier on that guy.
So just
So
click on
do I
him and then hit T to
click on
target him.
him?
Yeah. Click on him and then hit T. There you go. Now I can see you
Oh,
got to
okay.
target it.
And if I hit
Yeah.
advantage, and
Yep.
okay. Oh, there we go. Did it?
Yeah, you hit him.
did it roll with
Did you see the little
advantage?
sword animation?
I missed this.
I missed
Um,
it. I was looking in the chat. I want to
No,
make
it's
sure it rolled with
fine. You did
advantage.
not. So when you clicked the first clicked attack, it gave you a pop-up, right? Did it give you a
Yes.
pop-up to say advantage, normal, or disadvantage?
Oh, I did. I was looking on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
It's fine. It's fine.
So I didn't roll with advantage. Do you want me to roll a d20 just to see if it would have been
Sure,
a 20?
yeah. Yep, go for it. Yeah, we're all learning. It is totally fine.
We were
that
all
would
spoiled
not
by
have
You didn't get your nat
fantasy
20,
does
but
it all
it-
for us.
It is still
Okay.
enough to successfully hit. So,
Okay. So and the damage already applied?
well, I'm going to apply it now.
Okay.
Apply.
I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great. Hey, come on, it's your first time doing this, and I'm learning the same time you are. But we're getting there. All right.
All right. So yeah, and I'm just flying above the water now.
Yeah, I got you.
And that is
Plus 5
My
feet.
turn. Yay!
Were you asking
Okay,
how
that's
high
it for
above
me.
the water or how high above the ship level?
The ship level? Because
Yeah.
I wanted to attack him and I wanted to be at his level. I didn't
Yeah.
want to put myself out of range, but I wanted to fly above the water.
Yeah. I got you at
So I
plus
didn't
5
impede
feet.
other people.
Yeah, I got you plus 5 feet above deck level, not sea level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, just so
That
we're
sounds
clear.
good.
All right, and you're done, are you?
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, deckhand Finn, he got his net. Net has a whooping 5 feet / 15 foot range. So, who's he gonna? There's a lot going on, and he just sees his buddy over here in trouble. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Step over the corpse.
Yep, stepping over the corpse. Technically, he can go as far as here if you want it. He's going to target this one. Going to try and net him. Misses. Throws his big fishing net over the top of this guy, and this guy narrowly escapes, just barely. And that's it for old Deckhand Finn. Moving on to our Flamester, Arkin.
Okay, I'm going to target the guy directly up from me at the edge of the ship. Holding up my right hand, I'm going to twist it into a claw and try to pull him towards me with telekinesis.
Oh, you
So they need to make a strength saving throw of 14.
Okay, I will click him. I will do a strength saving throw. Normal roll. That is a awful roll. With their +0 strength. Okay, and it's a 5-foot pull forward, right?
Yep.
All right. That's...
And then I'm going to, with my other hand, my left hand, I'm pointing the tip of my cane, which has a red gem in it, over at the like the top part by the hand, not the base of it, up at the guy that has advantage. So
Okay.
I think
one quick thing I want to
I
point
haven't.
out is that last time, remember, where they're going overboard, I gave them like a saving throw, right? Just like if you're... That's typically what people do in D&D if you're going to fall off an edge or something. And I made it really high. So I'm going to give him a dexterity save, but I'm going to set the DC really high to... I'm going to put it at a big 18. Let's see.
You don't have to go that high.
I want to go high. Oh, well, he saved.
Ooh.
So, like, he's there in the spot that you pulled him on, but you see there's a bit of a railing? So
Yeah, he's caught up on the railing.
He's hanging on to that railing, so he didn't go down in the water, but he's kind of, like, scrabbling and...
Oh, they're on to me.
And he's, like, barely balancing. He's, like, wobbling, like, whoa, you know, trying to, like, maintain his balance.
Okay, it didn't roll with advantage. But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Roll a d20 just in case, because it was against the guy with the fairy fire.
Oh, yeah, I don't have it set up so it's automatic. You'll just need to click advantage.
Okay.
If you know
Oh,
you have
my
advantage.
bad, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So that was a firebolt. Okay. It's enough to hit. And
I did 3 damage.
All right, apply.
Did I roll damage? Yeah, damage was automatic there.
Yep, I just applied it. And
Take 2 steps down here, and I'm like clutching my arm where I got sliced with the dagger.
Okay, next up is Jade.
Okay, if I take one step forward, will I be able to hit this one that I've got fairy fired with my crossbow?
Well, your crossbow, yeah, you could shoot into there. I mean, you got shooting past the fairy and a bit of a bonfire, and but it's fine.
That was more of a question if it's too much in the way.
No, I don't think that's too much. No, I'm not going to give you any disadvantage unless it's kind of really extreme, you know, like a bunch of people in the way or something like that, then maybe, but...
And Fancy
close.
is small, so I positioned her in a way where I was hoping to not impede anybody else.
Yeah, and I'd say it's close to me almost giving you disadvantage, but I won't yet. Just because of the bonfire, I'm picturing that whole thing as like a bonfire. So like it would, you know, trying to shoot through a wall of flame in a 5-foot cube. But yeah, it's all good.
Okay, I
Take your
didn't have
normal
the
shot.
option to choose advantage there.
Figure it out. But either way, so that's a hit. So we go with your first damage result, and you're shooting the one that had fairy fire. I can see you have it targeted.
Yeah.
And it was your first roll was for 10 damage.
Oh, nice! You roll max damage.
So if you see that token now, do you see some blood on it?
I do.
I seen a negative 10 go up from him.
Yep, so that's the negative 10.
Oh, I see a little bit of blood on him. I didn't see the negative 10.
That's a little setting I got. I
Yeah.
think if they're at 30% HP or less, you'll see a splat of blood, which means they're...
Oh
like,
yeah, I can see a little tiny slash of blood there,
Yeah, just a little bit.
right below the turtle,
There's a tiny indicator. They're at
It killed the
30%.
turtle.
the bloody turtle.
All right. Anything else? Moving on to my people.
I just want to move like 5 feet.
Here. Yep. Perfect. So if you're... Okay. So this guy in the drink that rolled a nat 1 is now going to make a swimming check because he rolled a nat 1. I'm just going to see how much, if he got sucked under the boat or something. Let's just see. Strength check. Not too difficult. It is ocean water, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and... no, here we go. A 10.
He's not drowning.
He's not drowning. I'm going to say that he gets topside. He's not drowning. You see his head pop up. He takes a big gasp of air. And now he's going to try to essentially dash climb up the side. So I'm going to give him an athletics check now for climbing instead of swimming as he tries to get up over the side of his boat. That would be enough to get him up here a little bit hanging on the railing. Just kind of like the other guy. That's as far as he gets.
The other guy can reach down and pull him up.
Yeah. Now, this is the guy that was wobbling. I'm barely hanging on and almost went into the drink, but he made his save. He doesn't like that, so he's going to step back here and throw a dagger at the captain. And yeah, it would be a normal toss, so I'm not going to test my control or shift. So let's see what happens. Ooh, it's a hit to the captain. Did that apply it? Yeah, it did. Captain's just a tank. You just see a dagger whips from one boat to the other, and this one sticks into kind of the right pec, pierces the armor, and sticks into the right pec of the captain. He lets out a howl in pain. And with that, we move on to said captain, who only has his melee weapons, but he can target this person who's in a bonfire. And
just have a funny image.
Yep, because he doesn't have any. And all right, so here we go. First attack. Ooh, missed by 1. Just barely misses. Would have been huge 10 damage, but misses. He has multi-attack. Attacks again. That one's a hit. Shit damage. Are you guys seeing the little sword attack animations? You're not
I keep missing it.
I'm not sure where to look when you're...
it's the token.
And I saw, like, I think it was someone threw a fireball, and I saw that.
Yeah, no, it's just like he throws a sword slash from the captain's token to the Pincer Posse token.
Yeah, you got to be looking at the token when the roll.
Well, it's quick. It's like half a second long, so you got to be looking. I just wanted to know if you've seen it. All right, 4 damage, though. Ooh, got him down in a wounded state. And that's it for said captain. It goes to this guy who's in the bonfire. So he has to move out of here. Now, does he take damage starting his turn there, Mike, or not?
It's when they enter for the first time or end their movement.
So he can move out of this and not burn alive. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, he steps down here, and on a 1, attacks our artificer. On a 2, it's the captain. Artificer it is. Here comes the pain. Nope.
He was wishing.
Yeah, there's a slash attack at you, Jade, but you parry it with your weapon. What weapon you use again?
I have a crossbow and a dagger.
Okay, well, you just parry his arm. It's only a little dagger he's attacking with. You can easily parry his arm, knock his blade away as he's trying to stab you. Next up.
Not to knife.
Exactly.
Talbot is going to aim at this guy over here by Finn and the deckhand. I'm going to go with his wrist-mounted hand crossbow and make an attack.
See, we're speeding
That's a
up.
miss.
We're getting used to it. We're getting used to it.
Okay, that's a miss. And he's going to try to get into his bonus action.
Now watch the tokens. Let's see if it actually shoots a crossbow. I'm curious.
I did see one.
Oh, that's a hit.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it's not that time. Okay, I dealt 8 damage.
Okay. Oh, big 8 damage. Boom. Oh, still not under 30%, but pretty close.
Still not. I don't know how much health these guys have because I can't see how wounded they are.
That one goes right through the thigh. Oh,
Okay.
heavy hit, 8 damage.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Sylvie's up. Sylvie has the short bow. She's going to try to now switch her target to the one you just fired at. Try to finish off some of these targets.
Isn't it Pincer Posse 11 up now?
Oh, sorry. You are correct.
The one that you think is invisible?
You think
Yeah.
the big
He's
red
even, like,
aura.
got a huge orange circle around him on the map. You know that guy?
I still don't see him. He's so invisible to me. All right. So we're going to target this, and he's going to stab into the deckhand. Okay. So that did it at disadvantage for some reason.
Are all your rolls at disadvantage now?
So either way, with disadvantage, it's still hit. So that's going to be the damage. 6 damage. Chops into him. You can see that Grak is about Oh, he's pretty, almost halfway, almost there. That was another hit that he's taken, and they're chopping him up a little bit at a time. But now we can move on to Sylvie, who will then target this one and shoot the short bow. She rolls awful. So shot and a miss. Moving on. Monk.
All right, so I'm going to creep up onto the edge here, and I'm going to look. I think I'm on the back of the boat because they were coming towards us, and we're going towards them. So I think this might be the back. How is this boat being steered? How is it stopped here in the water, held on to us?
Oh, how's it being steered? I didn't put the tokens on here, but there's a bunch of other crew members that are not.
Is there a crew member steering this boat?
Yes, for sure. I would definitely say there is a NPC, small, scrawny captain kind of character over here.
I pull out my sword and put it to his neck, and I say, pull this boat away from ours.
Oh, okay. Roll an intimidation check for me.
Oh, okay.
I want this to work so badly.
Ooh.
You got your inspiration.
Do I have inspiration?
I gave everybody it at the start, yeah.
Yeah, like they're on top of your character sheet by your level. It should be like a little
Okay,
star.
I just clicked it. I'm going to try again.
Okay, go for it. Good luck.
Oh no.
Why?
I was not giving the scrawny captain rent-a-hire captain IDC, but unfortunately, with rolls of 4 and 5, the dice gods have spoken.
Do you count that as an action, or that
It kind of is. Probably, I would say, right? Because you're going up, you're pointing the sword at him, and you're taking the time to try to intimidate him. I don't have to make like perception checks or things, take actions, but I think.
No, understood.
Yeah, I think that would.
All right. In that case, I'll finish it with, well, that's your mistake, and then I'm going to prepare to attack him.
Oh no. Okay, apparently they must have paid this captain well, and he well enough that he still thinks that his crew is in favor of winning.
Gotta make another token, Eddie.
Well, no, you just asked me if you want to start killing the 1 HP deckhands, by all means. All right.
I will kill everyone on this boat.
I so wanted that to work. I love that plan. It's just Dice didn't agree.
I agree.
Nah, Dice haven't agreed with me yet, but I'll get there.
Zalen. How long does bonfire last, by the way?
Concentration a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, very good.
Zalen is going to move. I kind of don't want to move closer to the fight. I'm going to move back here. Next to my good buddy, Arkin.
I know we're all learning the characters' names.
I was just like, I went down the corner and looked to find it. Arkin there. I'm going to look towards the two ship hands that are on our side, and there's the one fighting him. So I hit key to target. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna think real hard. I'm gonna go, why are you attacking us? Why? And then my hair is gonna flash pink, and I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver on him.
Okay. Mind Sliver. I have to make an intelligence saving throw. There we go. Now it says 14 intelligence save. And so now let me try it.
Factoring your intelligence.
I rolled bad, so I'll just say he failed anyways. But I just wanted to see if it worked. So your first damage result was 4?
Yeah.
And it's this green one over here, right? This guy you got targeted, the green one?
Yeah.
Okay, so apply the damage.
And he also has a minus D4 from his next saving throw.
Ooh. Okay.
Before the end of my next turn.
Putting cursed on him so we can see a little token. Just as a reminder. Anything else from you?
Nope, that's everything.
Oh, this one is heavily wounded, but in the fight. And can see that the damage is adding up on the deckhand. So is going to target said deckhand. And you know what? I'm going to try this time rolling with advantage to see just to see. You know, actually, guys, I know why. I know why my pincer posse was messing up with their dice. I was using one character sheet, NPC character sheet, for all of them, so it was probably registering a guy on the other side of the boat when I was making the attacks. So I wasn't like double-clicking and opening each token. I was like, well, their stats are the same. I'll just keep one sheet open, right? Like, why open each NPC block? But no, let's see. I think I saw...
so it was calculating the distance from wrong things. Maybe that's why disadvantage was being applied.
So I got this one now correctly open. Let's see. There you go. See? We're learning. All deckhand got hit again. Minimal damage, but it is damage nonetheless. Oh, he's rough. He's up about 60% of the way. The half-orc is taking a beating. Okay, moving on. Who is it? Oh, this one here. Can't really get into the fray, but has plenty of daggers, and will throw one at the closest target, which is poor Grak. Oh my god, Grak's taking a beating, everybody. What do you think of that? Here comes a dagger throw. Oh, shit balls. Heavy damage. Grak goes down. Poor Grak. Alright, this dagger, you see this thief let loose another dagger, and it just whizzes past the head of the one in front of him and pierces like the neck and cuts open a big gash on the side of the neck. The dagger continues off, but it would cause enough that he holds his neck and he stumbles and falls down into the boat. Did the token become invisible for you guys?
Yeah, I just assumed he fell into the water.
No. I got it set so NPC tokens turn invisible.
It's just blood splatter.
But either way,
It's a little splatter. It's not like the big splatter from the posse member.
you know where he is. He's right here. I'll figure out that setting another time. So where he's a friendly NPC, he's not dead, but he'll be making death saving throws. It would have been his turn, so he has to make a death saving throw. Let's do it. Where is it on an NPC sheet? I don't think NPCs can make death saving throws. It's just it's just D20s, right?
Yeah. So
you want higher than a 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
If that was a 1, that would have been 2 fails.
He's still alive.
So that's 1 pass.
But from your point of view, he's literally flopping around on the deck, holding his throat completely out of the battle, and may die soon, may not, who knows. Moving on is this nearly dead one over here that still has fairy fire on them. Well, the only target in melee range, you'd be in melee range, wouldn't you? Because you said you were level.
I wanted to stay in melee range.
Right. So we'll target you, and I will open said character, and I will attack you. An 11 does not hit you, fancy. You saved yourself.
Nope, I'm quick.
So with the bonfire in front of him, he kind of like catapults up a bit, swings in the air, and you flutter your wings and flap to the side and get out of the way. It is now your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on the unconscious deckhand.
And that's a ranged spell, right?
60 feet.
Okay.
So, I don't really have anything to target, so...
Oh,
just,
right.
I don't know if...
Hold on. Here.
What do you mean I have no available spell slots?
He's back with 1 HP magically, so you can target him. He's back.
Okay, now I have him targeted. Okay, so I'm going to cast Healing Word on him.
A few things I gotta fix.
Okay.
A few bugs. We'll work out the kinks
Cast
eventually,
spell.
people.
Did that work? Did that go on him?
Did you see all the
As it should have?
sparkles on his token?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay, sorry. I had the thing over and I didn't see it.
No, it's all good.
Okay,
So I'm gonna
good.
click on
So
him. And
that was my
I'm gonna
bonus action.
Apply the heals. Oh. There you go. So how you want to describe how your magic looks for healing?
I will say it's like this like green iridescent almost spiral of magic that goes out from me and surrounds whoever it is that I'm targeting.
Nice. And with him flopping around and blood going everywhere, the blood slows and stops, and he just gasps and looks up and looks at you with obviously
Give him a
shock.
saucy wink.
Saucy wink, as somebody was making.
Saucy wink.
Yeah. All right.
And then I'm going to use my action, and I'm going to hit the dude that has fairy fire on him. Because why not?
Why not? You have advantage, so just try it. Try holding control as you click your attack. See if you're in control.
And attack. Oh! And natural 20!
Yeah. All right, so it's a net 20. Just give me a sec. You got your critical.
That was bullshit.
So control is not the key, and Kate did it too. So it's not.
Just give me a quick sec.
I'm sure he's dead.
Okay, so
Rolled a nat 20, hey?
oh yeah.
All right, so I'm going to double your damage. That's clearly enough to splat somebody who was already below 30%. Oh, they had 1 hit point left.
Oh my.
They have 1 hit point
They
left?
did before you attacked.
Oh, they did?
Overkill.
I killed them extra.
So you can describe how you killed that one who just jumped up and swung at you and you dodged it.
I bring my rapier back, and I put it right through his throat.
Ooh, brutal fairy.
Is he human?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do.
What a waste of a crit, though, on someone who had 1 HP left.
And then I'm going to fly.
Well, he was the fairy fire one that everybody was beating on. So.
I will fly to here. No, I will not, because I'm in range with that guy. Never mind. I'm going to stay where I'm to. That's it for me.
All right. Now we go over to Deckhand Finn. And he was going to go over and try to help his best buddy, Grek, but now that he sees that healing come through, you see Finn gives you a nod of respect, Fancy. He's very happy that you saved his best friend. And now he has no weapons because his net is off on the ground. He's going to do an improvised strike. So as I mentioned before, he grabbed like a random piece of wood that was here, a board with a nail in it, and he is going to attack with said board with a nail in it. Oh, big 19. All right. Clocks this one across the head and sends it into the drink. Well done, Deckhand Finn. Moving on to our wizard.
Okay, I'm seeing something here.
Oh my.
It's only the 4 people left there, right? 2 on this side, 2 on this side.
No, there's 5 from what I can see.
Oh, there's one right there. I missed him. He's on our boat. How are these 2 people looking health-wise? Not like exactly. Which group of 2 looks worse? These 2.
Both of these on the left are full health.
Yeah.
And this one is where? This one's full health. This one climbing up is full health. This one here, right here, is low. Obviously, you can see below 30.
Okay, so right here, I'm going to not try. I want to try an AOE spell now, so I can try this whole thing. They have to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 14. Both of them do.
Okay, Con. Here's the one on the top. I'm rolling normal for that one, and the one on the bottom. Con check normal. Okay, so they both failed.
So I'm casting Magnified Gravity, kind of like all the gravity in that area just kind of goes down. On a fail save, they both take 2d8 force damage, and their speed is halved until the next turn.
Whoa, okay.
And until the start of my next turn, any object that is not being worn carried in the sphere requires a strength check to pick up. So this is... No, that's a d10. 2d8.
Alright, so the top one takes 12. I assume it's you roll for each person?
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay.
And I'm going to uncheck the spell slot.
Whoa,
And
huge hit. Almost took that one out in one hit.
so I'm going to move up here and try to pull this guy up here into the drink again.
Okay, and that's a dex save?
It is strength save,
Oh.
DC 14.
Oh, jeez.
The dex save if they get caught up in the railing.
Well, with a 1, I'm not going to give him that DC 18 grab the railing check. Whoop! And down he goes. Yeah. Can you do negative... Can I do negative 10 elevation? I can. Oh my god, he disappeared off the map if I do I won't even remember he's there. So I'm going to correct that, because if I keeps him invisible, I'm never going to know that he's there. Alright, so with that, you yank him, and he was not expecting that, and he went right over the railing and down in the water. Alright, anything else from you?
That is... Oh, and take a step back. There you go.
And remove your AoE if you could. And moving on to Jade.
I'm going to target the fella in front of me with one of my daggers, since we're up in melee.
Ooh, big swing. What kind of damage you get? Nice.
And I'm just sort of going to stay here to be... Oh,
How did you finish him off?
Yes.
perfect. Okay. I am just going to stay here to sort of keep people from being able to run onto our boat without passing me.
Alright, so between you and a bonfire, and a captain and a ferry, I don't think they're going to be boarding. Alright. Moving on to this person, then this one, which... Now, this person was holding on the railing, right? This one over here, if I remember right. Is that...
He's the one
Yeah.
that just climbed up out of the water.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So he already did his thing, so he's getting away from all that. He's definitely getting over here somewhere. With a look of desperation and panic on his face. Looking at the battle here, how many's left? 1, 2,
4, including himself.
4.
Invisible one.
Getting outnumbered. I'm just wondering if their morale would break at this point. Not quite yet. He's gonna throw a dagger at the ferry. It's fluttering in front of him. So chuck said dagger.
She crooks her fingers at him.
With a 12, you duck out of the way. Well done.
Sure do.
Now it goes to this one, which is deep underwater, which now has a try. First off, swim. Can you swim in the ocean? It's not too hard, yes. And can you climb up the side of the boat? No. So, this person is scrabbling to try to climb up out of the wet, slippery boat and having no luck and is wasting his turn.
Not so cocky now, are you?
Nope. And this one, Captain now is not going to try to run through a bonfire, but he's going to head on over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because he got his 2 deckhands there, and, you know, seeing him in a bit of trouble. Going to target this one and start swinging his rapier. That's going to be a hit.
Nice.
Oh, huge damage, max damage. But he's out of movement, so he can't go any further to use his multi-attack. But dashes across the deck and slices down across the guts, making short work of it. Okay, numbers are dwindling. Ranger, you're up.
Me. Talbot is gonna come up here. He's gonna try and fire at. I don't know what posse it is, but one of them, the one over here by where the captain went.
Yeah, I can see which one because you're icon.
Oh yeah, I got him targeted. Yeah, the name doesn't come up, so I don't know how to identify him otherwise. So let's see. So I'm going to make my attack. That's a hit. See how much damage.
Probably gonna do
Ooh,
it.
good damage. Oh, 8 damage.
How do you finish him? With the perfectly circled blood spot.
So my character sort of like barrel rolls forward, like ends at the end of the ship. Holds out his wrist-mounted hand crossbow and just like lines it up, fires straight through his throat as Bayou tumbles back into the water with a splash. And then quickly, I'm turning towards the guy who just shot at Fancy for my second attack.
All right.
So I will target him and do another shot. I don't think... Nope, that misses.
Missed by 1.
Yeah.
So that one whizzes by. Okay. Sylvie, who's been rolling garbage this whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the short bow now, we'll move up here, target this one. Once again, shoot her short bow. And roll... Oh, just enough. Just enough to apply 5 damage to that one. Oh. Short bow arrow sticks in this one right here, if you were wondering. Sticks in his they'll say that's a her, and her lower abdomen, and she cries out in pain as she's hit with an arrow. And we're back to the monk.
All right, do you have my character sheet up?
Yes.
Excellent. So this captain who is ignoring me because I'm assuming I'm a halfling and he doesn't think I'm a threat. I have a life steal ability. I'd like to make that attack on him.
Okay. All right, monk lifesteal punch. All right. I rolled a 15 for you, plus your bonuses is plenty enough. All right. Yeah. Most commoners have how much HP in D&D again?
5-ish, isn't
Okay.
it? 4.
Like between like maybe 5 and 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this will being the captain a little bit more hardy. So you only rolled 3 damage, but it's like probably about 60% of the person's HP.
About twice as sturdy as an average wizard.
All right, so I grab his wrist, whatever he's holding on to, whatever the steering ability is, and I kind of twist it away, and then I into his chest with my fingers, twist, and hit him in 2 more spots. And I say, I've warned you. And I pull my hand back in an open palm, and a small wisp of blue comes out of his chest. And I squeeze it in my hand. And then I said, you shouldn't have said no. And I'll use my bonus attack unarmed.
Okay. You get a bonus attack on arm too. Okay. Here it is. Unarmed strike. We rolled a 17 for you.
Oh, nice.
That's enough. We rolled a big 6 damage as well. How do you want to do this to the opposing rent-a-captain?
So while I'm closing around that other... this little bit of life force I pulled out of him, he's sort of just looking at me. And then I use my other, the fist into his chest where I just hit it, and it just sort of stops his heart. And he would just collapse. And I would have no expression on my face other than you were warned. And so how is this ship being steered? Is it a wheel or a rudder?
It's like a big wheel.
Okay. I don't have any more actions this turn, but I put my hand on the wheel and I'm getting ready to do something next turn.
Yep, fair enough. You can grab a hold of the wheel for free. You're adjacent to it. And I'll just move you probably in a position here where you got on the correct side and you got a hold of the wheel. Very nice, very nice. Moving on to the sorcerer.
Zelen is going to move. So I'm going to move over to here. And I'm going to target this one down here. And I see that he's been struggling to get up to up on the deck. And I'm just gonna no, you grab there. No, the other there. And my hair shoots pink again. And as I'm pointing at the different spots where I'm telling him to grab, you see these pink flowing into like golden light particles just kind of flicker out, and it's gonna go around his head. And I'm casting Mind Sliver again.
Okay. So drag the spell over. That's a cantrip, I think, right? Okay, so if you can drag it over, then I might be able to click and make the save. I'd like to see if it works this time.
I just do the black.
Okay, so it does your damage, and now if I hit DC 14 saving throw, and I got... Let's see if it does yours or mine. No, good. Did it from their point of view, and I got a 13 total, and your DC was, what, 14? Ha!
14.
I got a -1 intellect on them, so it was exactly enough. All right, and so that's what? The damage right there. 3 damage?
Yeah.
And that's like a psionic attack, is it?
Yeah.
All right, so he's like, this guy's trying to climb up, frantically trying to get out of the ocean, and then he gets this painful mind sliver psionic attack into his brain, making it increasingly more difficult. Skip all the dead. Moving to fancy. There's only 2
Alrighty.
left.
So I'm going to fly here. Still kind of like hovering over the railing. And I'm going to attack this person.
Do your worst, fairy. Do your worst.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Right here. So... anyway, that did not hit. I don't think it hit. Did it hit?
No, an 8 does not hit.
Okay, why does it roll damage?
It always rolls damage, just to speed it up.
Oh.
So all I got to
Okay,
do is
cool.
click apply. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That did not hit, so
No.
that is my turn.
Okay, no bonus action spells or nothing. All right.
No.
Deckhand Finn.
No one's hurt, right? It's okay, I'm not a healer. It's fine.
Yeah, Deckhand Finn's can't really get over there. Has no range attacks. He's just going to hang out right here and go over, and he's like, Greg, are you okay there, buddy? Oh my god. Will the bleeding stop? And he's just looking him over. And that's all he's going to do. Basically going to go defensive, because he can't get in this fight because there's a bonfire, and he's not in the mood with his improvised board with a nail in it to go any further. He's leaving it up to the heroes. You're up there, Arkin.
And I'm going to.
There's only 2 left, and they haven't got
Yeah.
their turns since the numbers have dwindled.
Is either one of them low health?
No. This
Okay,
one here is the lowest. This one here.
Okay, so I'm going to target them.
Neither one is half. Is what it basically going to be. They're not even at 50%.
Yeah,
yet.
and cast my firebolt. To work. Yeah, it's in the water. Not in the water, in the chat. And 15.
Choo! I like that little fireball that
damage.
actually shoots.
I have my character sheet open, so I miss it.
Oh, okay.
That's 8 damage.
Oh, are you serious? It has 1
He
HP
has 1
left.
hit point.
Yeah. So, nasty fireball. Blasts right by you, Fancy. Hits her straight in the face, and she lets out a scream for a big 8 damage. Singeing her hood. Anything else from the wizard?
No. That is from me.
Jade, you are up.
Okay, just gonna move over here. Take a nice shot with my light crossbow.
To the 1 HP?
Yeah.
Alright. Go for it. Oh yeah.
Yes.
How do you want to do this?
I'm just sort of gonna aim for the singe spot and just take him out.
Poor guy.
This hole in the armor.
Oh, nice.
Got a fairy swinging a blade at him, then a fireball hits him in the face, and then then a crossbow bolt. She goes down.
Oh.
I'll go
You
back.
shouldn't have chose life of crime, Eddie.
Yeah. I was going to start making morale checks when they were down to 2 to 3 members, but you've murdered them all so quick. There's only 1 left. They're in the drink with psychic pain. Of course, it's going to try to just get back up. So this is athletics to climb back up. 10. I don't. Not with slippery conditions of being in water. If there was no water involved, I'd let a 10. But being doused in water, slippery planks. No, he's still struggling. And we'll go to the captain. The captain says, the day is ours. We got them all. Good job, crew. And he's like making his way back here. He doesn't know Buddy's over there. Just drowning. And we'll move on to the ranger.
Yeah, so come over here. See that guy struggling. So to see if I can put him out of his misery. Oh wait, I gotta target him. Try to put a crossbow bolt in his back. That's a miss somehow. Bonus action.
Well, he is flailing around on the side of the boat and in
he's
the water.
Like going underwater too, so it's probably like.
True. Okay, let's see.
He's not exactly in the open, standing still. He's doing death.
Oh nope, I'm rolling bad.
And it's also the fact
Stop
you're
drowning.
Wait.
It's also the fact you're on a
Stop
boat.
drowning so I can shoot you.
Yeah. Nope.
You know, boat was rocking back and forth and stuff too. So, all right. Well, let's just see if she dashes over, sees that you're still shooting, comes over, and he's like, and you can see the hate and anger in her eyes as she wants to get some revenge. Oh, the 19 rolls to a 1. Just
this guy is so hard to hit.
And with that, so much rage, she pulls back and like the string on her bow pops. Oh. And she just lets out a halfling curse as she broke her bow. Now don't worry, I'm not going to always do that to you guys. That's just her. She's an NPC. So I'm not going to make your guys' bow break just on ones unless it's something dramatic. But that said, she curses for her moment to shine. The monk is up.
I spin the wheel so that the boat has to maneuver away from our boat, release the planks. Then I run to the side of the ship and jump to
Okay.
ours.
How far can you
At
move?
55 feet.
Oh, it's already factored in the game. And, oh my god, you can see here.
It's not factored into the game because the mobility didn't give me the extra 10, so
Well,
45 is
You
fine.
would need
Dash.
a dash, but I'll give you the dash. And I'm going to make it take an action for you. You're just basically going to push the wheel in one direction as you basically run. So yeah, I'll allow it. Look at that, you with all your movement, with your monk speed, you run across dash, and you just see as he leaps through the air, lands on yours as the other ship is like going off in the other direction. Now the other boat does have a few like rent-a-crew on there, and they're in panic mode after they've seen what happened to the captain, and now they're like, and like all the dead bodies on board, and they're just rushing to try to get control of the ship, and you can clearly tell they're not fighters, and they don't want to be here anymore. So
They made their choices.
yeah, and with that we will go out of combat because the planks fall down into the water. That one guy is now swimming in the ocean with the boats separating away from him. I mean,
It would have been kinder if you killed him.
I
Yeah.
mean, you still have the
Let's
option
just let the
to.
plank land, give him a concussion, and he drowns peacefully.
So I'm just going to switch up the tempo of the music, and it's up to you now what you want to do with that guy, though. So you turned the opponent's boat enough that it's clearly moving at a rapid pace that he can't swim and keep up with. Your boat is like going to be still about 10 feet away. So once it
I
comes-
walk over to the edge of the ship.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna yell out to him, like, how many of the posse are on the island?
Okay. You can roll persuasion or intimidation. It's not going to be very high.
It's just said very plainly at the moment. I want to know if he's just trying to resist. If he's just saying, like, screw you, something like that.
Okay.
Like, he's I'm assuming he's not just going to tell me. That's my point.
Well, you can roll. Just give me your choice for either one, then I'll just describe what happens.
What was it? Persuasion?
Or intimidation, depending on how you're doing it, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, but it's going to change after as soon as he answers this question. So
Okay. You did with persuasion. And him looking around at his situation, it was going to be a high DC, but you rolled high. He looks up to you and he's like, save me, and I'll tell you everything.
use telekinesis to push him 5 feet down in the water.
Are you shoving him under the water?
Yes.
Boom. The guys are,
How many pincer posse are on the island?
and he's like, a dozen? 6? 7? 8? 8
Fancy
maybe?
will sit on the edge of the railing of the other ship and stare down at him. Make up
So
your
That ship's
mind.
just
drifting away.
What is it? 8, 6, 7, 12?
Maybe you can't count.
He's clearly in a state of panic and trying to think. He's like, hey, I think it's 8. I really think it's 8.
Final answer.
Yes, yes.
Fancy gets up and flies across to the other to the other ship with the rest of the party mates.
All right.
I walk over to Talbot and whisper in his ear, and I can't do an actual whisper, so I'll just say it now in his ear. I won't need your medicine tonight.
If you say so.
Say,
Just really
Captain's
gives you a
call, I
little
guess.
knowing nod.
Zalen is immediately going to snap into examining the whole party he's here with and seeing if anybody looks hurt.
Arkin is hurt a little bit there, right?
Yeah, the dagger's thrown at me.
Yeah, so he's hurt a little bit, probably about 30-40% of his HP, and the captain is hurt as well, but I mean, you don't need to worry about captain. He's still not even at 50%. He looks like he's a bit of a tank.
So
Do you have like a really good passive perception?
Who?
Whoever's checking to see if we're all alright.
Probably not. He has low
no.
wisdom.
passive perception, where do I see that too on the sheet?
It's there on the main page.
It's your
I believe.
basically your perception score plus 10.
Yeah, like your modifier plus.
Oh, I thought it was on the main sheet under
Yeah,
senses or something.
Yeah, I was looking for it. It doesn't see it there, but my perception.
No, I don't see it here.
Oh, my passive perception would be 9.
Okay. Never mind.
Talbot's going to the few bodies that are here on the ship of your pincer posse. He's going to start rummaging through them, see if he can find anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
do that as well.
So, Zalen is gonna go over to Arkin, and just like not even like registering you as like almost like a person. Almost, it's like he just stares at the wound, and he immediately dives into his bag and hauls out like this med kit he has going, and he starts ripping it open and goes through bandages and vases and stuff. Goes over to the part where the dagger digged into your abdomen and like actually rips your shirt a little bit. Doesn't ask for anything, and immediately starts applying first aid.
And at first I'm startled, then I'll let him while I stand there waiting for the captain to reply.
So you are actually you're level 2, correct?
Yes.
You're gonna heal 8 hit points.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm using the healer feat, Eddie.
Yeah.
How do I heal myself? Captain's call on what to do with the guy. It's his ship.
All right, he walks over and he looks at the other crew and he's like, the other crew that's sailing away on the other ship now, and he's like, "Oh, I knew that, Captain. Oh, you murdered him, did you? Well, no
I
loss.
gave him a choice.
He deserves it for taking on that kind
Murder
of
the captain?
job."
I offered him an out. He chose to not take it.
Yeah, well, he deserved it. Yeah, what, that one in the drink? I don't know, he's a bastard. Yeah, just leave him to drown for all I care. But I'm pretty sure Little Miss over there is gonna want her revenge. And you just see her now. She's aiming her short bow and taking the time to aim it to try to make sure she hits. And the posse member in the water is panicking and like seeing her taking the time to aim, just waiting for the moment. Then he ducks under the water, comes back up again. Like he was hoping to duck under the water to avoid her to release the arrow, but she doesn't, and she's kind of like toying with him. So every time she bobs up, he's wondering if he's going to get an arrow in the face.
I'm not going to sit around and watch that. I'm just going to leave and go back to the other side of the boat, over where Jade's to. Then thank our white-haired friend for healing me.
One thing you would have noticed though, my hair didn't change color when that happened.
Oh, I know, because you used bandages over here.
And I'm going to say, after 12, 15 seconds go by, she's aiming, toying with them. She lets loose the arrow, and it sticks in them. So I don't know if that would... How much damage does a short bow do? D6. So it's not enough to one-shot him, but either way... draws a bunch of
combat too.
Yeah, the arrow sticks in, probably took about half of his health, but it's like drawing blood in the water, and now she's like, you just hear her mumble. Anyone who's near her, you just hear her mumble, good, let the sharks get him. And then she just walks away, leaving him heavily wounded in the ocean. And with that, I'm going to switch to a new scene.
Did myself or Jade find anything on the body?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, so with that, you would find that, of course, they're just wearing leather armor, their normal cloaks and stuff like that. Nothing special there. You notice they have a lot of daggers. Each one was probably wielding 5 daggers each, hidden in different parts of their body. So if you want any daggers, anybody wants daggers, you can, of course, just let me know. But otherwise... I think you all started with a dagger, so it depends if you want to carry extras. Other than that, you will get the following amount of golden coins. You've collected 15 gold coins. Now that's in total, but I believe we said Jade was doing it as well, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm just going to...
I think there were 3 bodies on our ship, so it could be like each one had roughly 5 gold each or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say high is in Jade's favor. So it's low. So you got the extra one. I'm going to say you got 8. What's your names again? Talbot found 8 gold coins, and Jade, you found the remaining 7. But other than that, nothing else of value on them. Like odds and ends, like little trinkets, or like pointless trinkets, and like what you'd find in people's pockets, like notes. Nothing of note about the island or anything of importance, and like, some like old rations and stuff like that. It's up to you if you want to take some personal rations they might have had.
Would I be able to take like a deeper look to see if there's like any hidden pockets or anything, knowing that these guys dealt with contraband and drugs or whatnot? There's anything like stitched into the clothing?
Okay, I will say on one of them, yeah, well actually you'll need to make the roll for it. So yeah, go for it.
So what check do you want me to make?
That would probably be an investigation.
I think that would be an investigation. Yeah.
All right. Give me an investigation as you're
check.
searching for things that are not in plain sight.
I rolled a 12.
With a 12 and no pressure here to do so, I'm going to say you do manage to find one compartment on one of them, and there's like something hard and solid in there. And you remove this little hidden compartment and you pull out a pair of pincers. Bloody-ended pincers.
How appropriate.
But that is all you found with that roll. So it's up to you if you want to take a pair of basically pliers with blood on the end of it, used for snapping people's fingers.
Not interested.
I'd like to walk up to Fancy if there's a second.
Of course.
Okay. I'm just going to walk up to Fancy and I'm going to extend my hand. Say, apologize for my rudeness before. I wasn't feeling myself.
No
It's
apologies.
nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. No apologies needed. And she'll extend her hand and shake.
That's the extent of it. I'm going to shake, nod, and walk back to Talbot.
She'll give you a little smile.
Jade's gonna take the.
I look better than I did before. I'm not sure if you noticed. You probably would because you spoke to me, but I look better.
Anything I can roll? I mean, I don't really know him, other than just like visually. like his appearance.
Like an insight check to
I mean-
read into him?
I guess to see like I don't.
Medicine?
Yeah, like does he look like he was sick?
Well, I think that would definitely be a medicine, like if you're looking at somebody and trying to wonder if they're sick or if they have some kind of disease or something. So give me a roll.
She's not very good at it, but I'll give it a whirl. What is happening? Oh no. Oh, 13, I think. I have a +1.
I will leave it up to you, Steve.
The 13, it was easy to tell. Looking at me before, I looked like somebody who might have been fluish. And now I look like someone who might just be tired.
And when you made that comment to Talbot,
I whispered that comment.
that was whispered. Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, all right. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so Jage is going to take the 7 gold, pass 1 to each of the sort of party members, our fledgling group, and just be like, there's 2 left over, but I don't have any silver to split it up right now. And then she'll go over to Arkin and just be like, are you okay? You took some damage.
Yeah, I'm good. He pats me up and just kind of gesture over to Zalen.
Bill.
Yeah.
Kind of bows her head to him with like acknowledgement.
He'll just give you a polite smile and tries to find somewhere to poke the coin you gave him. It's like patting down his pockets.
I hand mine to Talbot and say for supplies.
And like with the 8 gold that Talbot found, he's going to give 1 to each of the party members, 1 for the captain, and then 1 to the deckhand who took a lot of damage.
All right. So when you hand it to the captain, he's like, "Oh, well, thanks." You know, just not much to it. But when you give it to Grak, he just pushes it back towards you so you can take it. But then he changes his mind. And he takes the gold from you because his instinct was to give it back to you. But then he like changes his mind. He pulls the gold coin you give, and then he walks over towards Fancy. You were the one who healed him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I gave him a saucy wink.
Right. So this big, towering, muscular guy, deckhand Grak. His images. Oh yeah, the images. Where are all my images? Yeah, he walks up to you and extends his hand with the gold coin in it, and he's like, "You take this. You saved me."
Oh, it was nothing really. You keep it.
No. And I owe you more of a debt. If there's anything you ever need, you tell me.
She'll kind of like, because he's so much taller than her, she's gonna flutter her wings and kind of like fly up a little bit, so she's like halfway like up to his head.
He's 6
She'll
foot
take
10.
the gold coin.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll just fly up like 3 feet. She'll take the gold coin. She'll pocket it. Oh, seems such a shame to see a handsome specimen such as yourself take a fall. Had to help you.
Okay, you see an expression come across a hard-nosed half-orc that for the first time probably in his life he's been, considered attractive or called attractive. There's like, you don't even need insight to just see this weird puzzling look on his face. And then it processes, and then you see a smile, and it shows more of a row of a bunch of teeth, bottom row teeth come up. Yeah. And then a big smile, but then he don't know what to do with himself. Just at such a simple gesture as that, he doesn't even know what to do himself, and he's like, "The rigging, yeah." And he just grunts and turns and goes back towards the rope and starts hoisting up a sail.
She calls after him. You take care of yourself, you hear? And she'll flutter away.
Okay. And he goes over there and, he felt an emotion that he's never felt before. You have that impact.
You belong
Nancy.
to Fancy now.
Not only does he say he's in your debt, but now he might be partially smitten with you.
Oh, that's funny. I had to.
Love it.
And with that, the deckhands and everybody gets, and the Silver Seraph begins once again to move towards the shore. So as it maneuvers through the treacherous waters, the ship carefully weaves between the jagged obsidian spikes that jut from the ocean. The moonlight reflects off the slick black stones, casting eerie glimmers across the waves. The crew navigate with skill and precision, their movements practiced and deliberate as they avoid the sharp protruding hazards. And once they reach a relatively safe distance, the captain turns to you all with a fairly stern expression. "This is as far as I'm taking her. You'll have to use the rowboat to get to shore." And he gestures towards a small vessel that's secured to the side of the ship. "I'll drop anchor here and wait for 24 hours. If I don't hear from you by then I'm leaving. And if you need more time, well, come back and let me know."
If we're on our way, Captain, we'll send you a signal. What signal? Because their ship is gone. If they leave before us, they're going to come for this ship.
Well, what do you have in mind? What can you do? I mean...
I can blow lights into the air. Fancy can fly over if we get close enough.
I can also cast a message if need be.
Oh, any of that works. You can even just get in the boat and row back to me and tell me.
Although... Yeah, I have to see you, though, within 120 feet.
No, I can't.
Yeah, so
I can't get that close.
But I can fly.
But if a ship starts getting close without sending you a warning, it's not us.
Fair enough.
Also,
But-
if you think that half orc is leaving without Fancy,
Do you say that out loud?
no, I don't say that. Out loud. I'm thinking
Okay.
it now.
He's been abducted.
All right.
Captain's like, we're leaving.
I feel
He's like,
Finn
hell
says
you
that
are.
under his breath that only Talbot hears, and Talbot's a little bit surprised to hear you say something like that. But you probably feel a little bit more chipper than normal.
I'm feeling pretty decent at the moment. It's weird,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. All right. So Sylvie steps forward with her small frame dwarfed by the imposing sailors around her, and she says, "The spirit totem's somewhere on that island. Now, where exactly, I can't say for sure. It's probably hidden, protected, or both. I don't know what it looks like, but I reckon you'll know it when you see it." And she glances towards the dark, foreboding island, and then back to you all. "Now I'll be waiting here on the ship for you to return. As Captain said, he only wants to wait a day. But if you give me a sign that you need more time, I'm sure I can convince him with a bit more coin to stick around. I just need to know that you're alive. And here, it's not going to be easy, and I wanted to make sure you were trustworthy enough, and committed before I provided these." And she hands 2 potions of healing, out, one in each hand in front for whoever wants to extend to grab it.
I'm gonna nod towards Talbot as it like a knowing grab one.
Okay, yeah, so I'll sort of grab one for us.
We'll take one.
Okay, potions of healing. So the people who took them were Arkin and Talbot.
Yep.
Okay, give me a sec. I'm dragging potion of healing onto your sheet. Let me know if it appeared there. With that, Sylvie gestures towards the rowboat, handing you the potions, and then she goes back to look across the stern out towards the island in front of you. Alright everybody, the next episode will be here on the screen if it's available at this time. Otherwise, if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the adventure, share this with your friends if you want to help this channel grow, and as always, stay in the light.